That's right. They thought they were cool. Well, how cool are you today? Can y'all make up a rap song about this?
Hello and welcome to episode 8 of Get Ranked. I'm here with my co-host, Extra Zero. How's it going, Extra?
What's up, everybody? It's going. It's been a eventful weekend, but I'm here. I'm back and ready to get ranked.
All right, and our first guest, Dermy Wormy.
Hi, I'm Dermy Wormy. I'm ready to put you all through a life struggle session.
Did you like the? Did you like your video
we're not
in the opener?
We're not commenting.
We're gonna segue right into your response video. Is after this? Yeah. He's gonna send us a link.
Can he make a response video on this one? He's just as guilty as the rest of us with how this list ends up.
Well, technically, he just sit there and say how all you guys were wrong and he was right the whole time.
Yeah.
And
But that would.
He made bigoted assumptions about me because I have an Italian father-in-law. He's like, obviously, Zero is gonna only care about fresh ingredients.
Yes, I did make those assumptions. I'm not gonna hide away from that. I pulled out my full Ryan Kennel.
Next up, we have Nick Weiser. What's up?
What's up, man? Thank you for inviting me and having me for this. This is a very exciting opportunity to talk about the greatest food in the world, known as pizza. I definitely am going to have some hot takes on some of the rankings. I am curious to see how many of you are going to absolutely agree with me or how many of you are going to strongly disagree with me. But either way, it's going to be fun. It's always good to hang out with Dermy Wormy once again. I don't think I've met Stag 20 and Extra Zero before, so a pleasure to hang out with you, gentlemen. Let's have some fun, talk about the finest dish known to mankind.
Oh, yeah.
What's up, chat?
And Static. How's it going, man?
It's going well. Wrapping up the weekend. Got a few hours left, unfortunately, before heading back to work tomorrow. But yeah, excited to talk about exactly what Nick said, the best dish on the planet.
Yeah, me too. Zero, give the guys the rules.
All right. So the rules are very simple. If you've watched this before, you might know. But in the case that you haven't, here's how it works. Devil's going to present every choice, and we're going to have the opportunity for a healthy debate using a group of criteria to help us decide where we think it should land. And at the end, we're all going to let him know where it should sit on the list. So we'll have one last opportunity to decide if we've got everything right for adjustments. Like if you're like, oh, I don't know, Pizza Hut shouldn't be an A if Domino's is a B, we can make those adjustments. If we have a deadlock, so say Dermy and I agree and Static and Nick agree on another, Devil is our tiebreaker. So
Wait, we're going to agree?
we might. We might. But his tiebreaker is going to be based on our best arguments. Other than that, the only rules are don't break the terms of service, because one of the few things that has more power than the devil are the YouTube gods and the guys, the Susan Wojcicki replacement, whose name we don't even know how to say.
Yes. Okay, and the judging criteria are quality, how good the ingredients are, that taste, next day slice, because I think that's important. If you can have the slice the next day and it's just as good, or if it's shit the next day.
Hugely essential.
and the X Factor. The X Factor is whatever you guys want to judge it on. If you guys want to judge it on just the crust as your X Factor, if you want to judge it just on how great their commercials are, that is your choice. That is your X Factor. Other than that, we are ready to go. So it's time to bring up the list.
All right. Well, let's get that reveal song going.
Let's get controversial.
Yeah. It's a long build.
Is this that THX build? Dolby Digital surround sound.
Oh shit! I'm sorry about that. I'm so sorry. My game was too high.
Damn it, Dermy.
He's got those Friday night farts.
Sunday.
All right. For our things, we've got Domino's, CC's Pizza, Chuck E. Cheese, California Pizza Kitchen, Godfather's Pizza, Hungry Howie's, Jets, Little Caesars, Marco's, Round Table, Mod Pizza, Casey's, Mountain Mike's, Papa John's, Papa Murphy's, Pizza Hut, Pizza Inn, Saberos, Uno's, and Blaze Pizza.
And Dermy, I'm well aware it's Sunday. I'm just saying that after Friday, your stomach still can't be right, man.
It was bad. Very bad.
All right. First up, let's start with Domino's. How do you guys feel about this one?
I'm gonna say solid B.
Go ahead. Solid B. All right.
Yeah, because it's not the best quality. It's not the worst quality. The taste is good, and they're consistent. The next day slice is there. They don't really have much of an X factor. I mean, they got rid of the Noid. The Noid used to be fun.
Annoyed.
The story why they got rid of the Noid is kind of insane. And they kind of started to bring him back, but then they kind of pussyfooted out of it, which was disappointing. But
Why did they get rid of the Noid?
because there was a guy whose last name was Noid, and he was like on the spectrum, and he took it personally, and he went to his local Domino's and created a hostage situation.
Oh, jeez.
True fucking story. I think his name was like Dennis Noid or something.
All right.
You guys are still in my soul.
I'll be honest to Domino's. I like some of their other stuff, and some of their crusts are nice, but I don't think it's higher than a B.
I will say
It's decent when you need something.
they're almost as good of a value as Little Caesars. Like they have like that what's the $6.99 each deal where you can get like each item for $6.99, and that comes in pretty clutch if you're throwing a party.
Yeah.
Or if you're just hungover.
Do they have the traditional sizes, or they made it where all their pizzas are the same size? Since
No, they
they've
have
changed.
Yeah, they've got traditional sizes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have very
have big
straightforward sizes. They're not too experimental. I mean, here's a thing, and anyone who's got beyond short-term memory. I remember when Domino's changed their slogan to "Now with real ingredients," and I thought to myself, "What were you guys using then?"
Yeah. What was there before?
I would like to know what I was having 100 times over before that. But as far as the actual ingredients that they've been doing now for about 15 years now, I mean, I'd say they're probably around a C. I'd say a C would be accurate. It's very standard bread. It's a good. Put it this way: if this is your first ever pizza, you're gonna be over the moon. But if you've had many other locals or even a few franchises, you've had better. Now, what really stands out is their garlic sauce. That stuff, you can take a shower in that stuff.
They've got a
that's
lot
what
of
people
good
say.
sauce options too.
Oh,
Like,
dude, the sauce options.
Yeah.
Oh man, love the sauce
yeah.
options.
So I guess that's an X factor there, and I
Yes.
think their sauce options are better than Papa John's.
Yeah, and I think
it's
that's
not even close.
Ooh.
It's not even.
I don't
close.
know about that garlic sauce.
Oh,
I don't know if anything can outdo the Papa John's garlic sauce.
Domino's
kick
garlic
static.
sauce.
What's that? What?
I can kick
Papa
you.
John's garlic sauce is amazing. So,
It
No,
is.
it's not.
I
as
think
someone who
that's-
has consumed probably more than anyone else here in this room of these
Papa
pizza companies.
John's or pizza in general?
Oh, just wait. So, as a former
Oh.
employee of Domino's,
Okay.
I'm going to give them a B. And that is because, so if this was back when I worked there, it would probably have been a D, but they've changed their ingredients. They started using real ingredients apparently. And the last time I had it, it was way better than I remembered it. And it moved up on my list that day. I think an X factor is actually they're like cheese bread things. They're cheese bread that are like injected with the cheese. Delicious.
Nice.
So I'm a B as well.
So we've got mostly B's.
Can we just
yeah.
address the fact that Static thinks that he's ate more pizza than me and I'm a fat ass?
I've eaten more pizza than all of you. I
You'll
had
find
pizza
out. You'll
for
find out
27
why I've
straight
eaten more pizza
days.
than you.
I've
Keep-
I've
this is-
had a lot of pizza.
This is the first.
I grew up in a bowling alley, like not literally grew up in a bowling alley, but like my
Okay,
grandmother
but-
managed a bowling alley, so like
It-
pizza was like a daily thing almost. Like
You know why? Because bar pizza is great. Bar pizza
Mhm.
is
Oh, yeah.
excellent. It's a very underrated pizza. Bar pizza is awesome.
I do like the idea that you guys are talking about the sauce because I do think that's become a big part of pizza.
Yes.
Back when, as a kid, no one even thought about dipping your pizza in ranch and stuff. But now, yeah, it's become a big part of it. Ranch or like you said, the garlic butter, or I've seen people dip their pizza in buffalo sauce. So it's
Mhm.
really become a big part of it. Okay, so we had mostly B's, right? That's where we were.
Yeah.
Adam chimes in saying, "Remember when Domino's had a marketing campaign with a chocolate dessert that looked like shit? That looked like shit."
Yeah. The lava cakes, yeah.
Yeah.
I
No, I
remember
don't
that.
remember
Oh,
I love those. I'm not gonna lie, I love those lava cakes.
It's like eating a back taco for Dermy.
Yeah.
Okay, next up we have CC's. Now we don't have these in California, but there's people who think they've hung the moon and the stars.
We used to have them. Look, I'm gonna be honest with them. I'm gonna say they're a straight up D tier. It was $5, and you could tell the pizza was. I mean, that when they launched, that was their. It was $5 all you can eat pizza. It was a great value for families, like for people whose
Mhm.
kids. If you had just a shit ton of kids. But that was the downside to it. You go and eat there. You have to eat in the restaurant. I mean, you could get takeout pizza, but God, why would you after eating that pizza? And so, like, the place had like kids running around. You had like people that like looked like they're like, God damn it! It just they're like too. They're like everybody looked like they're gonna cash in their sobriety chip.
You weren't a fan of the booger pizza.
I mean, it was clean, and they like would put out fresh pizza, but it was basically like, imagine if like you went to a school cafeteria and they like gave you the shitty school pizza, and then they're like, hey, but this one has buffalo chicken dip on it, and this one has mac and cheese, and you're like, okay,
So you said a D for zero. So where are you guys?
I'm gonna give this. If I could give this an F minus, I would. I remember hearing so many people hype this pizza up in my area, and then I was at a party, and I'm like, everyone's all enjoying it and maxing out on it, and I went to had that first bite, and it was hatred at first bite. I'm like, you are all over the moon about this?
Because it's
This
$5
cheese
for all
is
you can eat. That's
depressing.
why.
Yeah.
I've had better pizza for $5. Not that. Way better.
The only thing they had that was good was like their dessert options, because they had like sticky buns and a dessert
Mhm.
pizza.
Yeah.
I
the,
give
like,
that.
streusel
See, I'd
thing.
give that
Yeah.
a shot. I've not had their outside of their basic menu, but as far as the regular pizza, it was a festival of depression.
Did they have
seriously.
Did they have the mac and cheese pizza where you guys are?
At mine, they did.
They
yeah.
do.
Yeah.
They do have a CC's out here. It's about a half hour from here.
But it was like they didn't boil the noodles long enough, so like they were like
Also, they McDonald's-ized your pizza.
yeah. Well, they're like, oh, it's al
No,
dente.
it's
It's-
worse.
Yeah.
No,
It's
don't
al
use
dente.
al dente in this place. Don't say that.
Yeah.
And I forgot to mention, if you guys agree that you don't want it on here, we can always void it. That's what the void is for. It's you don't deserve to be here. Get out of here.
I'm only putting it in
Just
D because
Yeah.
the value.
Yes. So I'm D as well. Spent many a days after band practice I call it Chi-Chi's. spent many days of band practice here. The pizza's soggy as fuck. Like it,
Oh,
and I have no idea what next day is like.
yeah.
But yeah,
Good
definitely
Lord. Yeah.
low class pizza. It's the only reason it has any value is because it was so damn cheap and you could just stuff your face. And when you're 17 years old, that's a beautiful thing.
When we were at that age, though, it was like we would pick the Chinese buffet because that was like not only was the value there, the
Okay.
taste was
Chinese
there.
buffet, yeah.
You know, both places are going to make you shit your brains out, but at least one of them, you don't.
Okay, Dermy, where are you? How do you feel about CC's?
I'm going D. I've only been to CC's once, and it was not a fun time. It was awful. It was. I went there for school. Yeah, it was a field trip and everything. I ate like, hey, $5,
Jesus Christ. That's
all
the
you can eat.
That's the saddest fucking field trip. It's like, hey, I live in Kansas. I went on a field trip. Where'd you go? We went to CC's.
Oh,
Well, we went to the state
oh.
capital, and they were like, well, we need to go to lunch, so here's CC's. Me and my friends did have a pizza eating contest. I definitively won, but it was not great. It was awful.
You were proud of that victory. There was a little bit of shame
Yes, I
in your
was.
victory.
It's like
Yes, yes, I was.
it's like the Tyrone Bigham sketch. He's like, I had 6 heart attacks. There's a pile of pizza this high.
I was always able to eat my friends. I was proud of that. And
I
now
think
I'm
I
back.
I think I did one time in a competition back. Remember when the McDonald's was doing that like 76 cents cheeseburger deal where you could on like Tuesdays, I think you could get as many cheeseburgers as you want for like 76 cents or 80 cents or whatever. And me and my friends had a competition, and I think I ate 12.
Nice.
When was this and where?
That sounds
can I
like
get it
the
back?
Wendy's T-Rex. Do you ever recall the T-Rex from Wendy's?
Yeah, the hidden
It was a
No.
secret
Oh,
menu
yeah.
item. It was
Yeah.
a secret menu item with 9 burger patties.
Oh man.
Oh, actually,
Yeah.
I have heard of that.
Yeah, if you ask for it, some will do it, some won't. For the ones that
Yeah.
don't, just ask for 3 triple burgers and then just put it together yourself.
Have you guys ever heard of the
Baconators.
Have you guys ever heard of the Meat Mountain from Arby's?
Yes.
No, go on.
They put every meat on in between a bun for you. It's literally this stack of just monstrosity that is really hard to eat.
I should just call it 6 animals died to make this
It
sandwich.
sounds like a living. It sounds like a living monstrosity.
Sounds amazing.
I think I have a picture similar to how you were after eating those 12 slices of pizza devil.
All right, CC's is a D. Next up, we have
Void.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah. VOID. You know what's really fucked up? They are now doing ghost kitchens. You guys know what a ghost kitchen is?
No.
What's
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
So Ghost Kitchen is like where like Mr. Beast Burger is probably the most well known one now, where like they'll find like local restaurants to make the Mr. Beast burgers and put them in his wrappings and all. In fact, he's shutting them down because the quality was all over the place. He had no control over the quality. But now they're selling Chuck E. Cheese's pizza through DoorDash, Slice, and Uber Eats as Pasquale's Pizza and Wings.
Yeah.
What do they call it?
Pasquale's Pizza and Wings.
Haven't seen
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah. So if you see it and you're like, oh, a new pizza place. And then the worst part about it is that they're hiring people, or they have like a campaign to go and like artificially give it like 4 and 5-star reviews.
Yeah, they're trying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because during COVID, no one wanted to go sit in Chuck E. Cheese because it would be a little disease,
Nobody
bubble.
wants to sit in Chuck E. Cheese now.
no
It's
one-
a disease-ridden area. The pizza's disgusting. The only thing good is the band, and the band terrifies me.
There's
I
a,
like to
there's a
think of
very
it, too.
specific group of people that go to Chuck E. Cheese pizza.
The creepy.
Oh,
Again,
it's-
the people that have cashed in their sobriety chips.
This, I think of Chuck E. Cheese and I think of tragedy because there was a once upon a time it was good, but kind of like when more franchises, the more locations they get, the quality tends to die down, and that's exactly what happened with Chuck E. Cheese. It used to be
Yeah.
very decent,
No.
and then it flopped hard. And I remember I started to resent it by the time I was probably 12. I remember thinking to myself, "What? This is Chuck E. Cheese now?" Yeah, dude, they definitely became a victim of the Hill franchise expandment. They absolutely did.
Yeah,
tell you-
and okay.
Oh, good. I was gonna say a buddy of mine in the early 2000s. His first job was at Chuck E. Cheese because he thought it would be funny. One of my best friends he said it was like one of the worst experiences of his life. He told me that like he like managed the kitchen eventually, and he told me like they never refreshed their pepperonis. He said like basically like they would add pepperonis to like a plastic bin, and basically they would never like be like, hey, these pepperonis have been in here for months. Let's throw them away and put new ones in. They would basically just take the bin and flip it, and it would be like a congealed wad. And then sometimes he had to like beat Chucky, and he said it was like the worst experience because he's like 6'2", and he said kids would like get excited to see him, and they'd be like Chucky, and they'd run up and hug him and headbutt him right in the groin.
Oh,
and he told me the most depressing thing that like Chuck E. Cheese told people that like, hey, for your 25th anniversary working here, we'll give you a 25-inch TV.
Oh my God.
Wow, what a bargain.
The problem with Chuck E. Cheese is they count on the entertainment factor to bring you in, so they don't have to worry about the quality because they know people are going to bring their kids in, and then they'll buy the pizza. So they don't have to sell you on taste or on quality and stuff, and that's kind of a downfall of a lot of stuff. But also, never let your kids go in the ball pit.
That's gone.
No, don't do that anywhere.
Yeah, they never clean those. So if a kid pisses in that ball pit, it sits in the bottom of that freaking thing and dries. And oh hell no, I never.
I may have been drenched in pee for all I know. I'll never know.
I can tell you why I stopped going to Chuck E. Cheese as a kid. It had nothing to do with anybody shitting in the ball pit, though. We heard that happened. The local, so there was a Chuck E. Cheese like on the outskirts of Baltimore, and that was our local one. And one of the guys working there. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I love Camden Yards. Great.
Oh, right
film.
on. Yeah.
Like Hal Ripken Way. Yeah. Mose is a great seafood restaurant down in Baltimore. Love Mose.
I'm allergic to fish and shellfish.
Oh no.
Yeah. But I've been to pickles many times.
Don't tell Dermy your weakness, man.
Oh yeah, my kryptonite.
Hey, shut up. Hey, Zero, I am sending you some salmon.
I'll just send it over to my father-in-law. He'll appreciate it. But anyway, the guy that worked there got stabbed in the Chucky costume, and it was like a big thing. It made the papers. He was like a guy that like got out of a gang. And so, like, one of the gang members went there to confront him, and while he was in the Chucky costume, stabbed him in the hand. And like the newspaper tried to dramatize it. I remember my late great aunt reading the article, and she was just like, and then he said, and then kids were screaming, "He stabbed Chucky! He stabbed Chucky!" And I just couldn't stop laughing. Then I remember my grandparents, we were never going to that Chuck E. Cheese again.
Man. Okay, so where were we? I lost track of where we
I'm fine with leaving Chuck E. Cheese in the void. The pizza's so unmemorable. The best thing for me Chuck E. Cheese is going is that's the first time I played the Ninja Turtles arcade.
Oh hell yeah.
So is everybody on board with void for Chucky?
I'm more of a D, just because the spectacle does play a fact, and also one point in time their pizza was decent. Then I'll raise a short memory, but that's me. If you want to put in the void, I'm in a D. I think it's better than CC's. Not by much, because that's not saying much. But to me, if anything, that should be the other way around. But hey, it ain't my
I would rather go to CC's than Chuck E. Cheese. 100 times over.
Well, like Chuck E. Cheese too isn't cheap, and that's the
okay.
other
So now there's but we can look at this from another direction. Where would you order from first, Chuck E. Cheese or CC's?
Chuck E. Cheese.
I think I'm Chuck E. Cheese is where I'd order from if it was like being delivered or something.
Mm-hmm.
So are you a D?
I'm a D now.
Okay, so it goes to me.
Oh, sudden death.
There we go.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so what's the argument for it to be in D? Is that it is a better quality than CC's, or at least they used to be. And
it once was, and they had the family spectacle. CC's has nothing.
Well, CC's did have a little arcade area. They were like,
Oh,
one of the
really?
yeah, they did.
Not the ones I went
Really?
They
to.
still do.
The one by us that they opened, I'd say about 10 years ago, they never had anything like that. Okay, that's interesting. See,
Yeah.
that maybe it's like a certain, maybe it's like a regional thing, maybe.
It
But
could
yeah,
be
they had
per
nothing like
franchise,
that.
but yeah.
Yeah.
And then the void is because it is crappy quality and people get stabbed there, right?
Poison.
And a nightmare. Yeah.
The
It's
knifing.
nightmare fuel too. Like Freddy's Fazbear would be
Well-
a whole lot more fun than going to Chuck E. Cheese.
You know, the other thing too, like when my buddy was working at Chuck E. Cheese, is like all the music there, like it makes you want to blow your fucking brains out because, like they had I remember like I went there one time. He was getting his paycheck, and like he's like, "Hey, come on, we gotta go to Chuck E. Cheese. I get my paycheck." And I said, "Okay." And then we are gonna go to the mall and hang out. We were like teenagers, so I'm going there. I'm standing around, and I hear dun dun dun. And I was like, "Oh, they're playing Queen," and then I hear another one bites the crust, and I'm like, "What the fuck is this cover?"
No, they did that.
Yeah, they did that. They had like
no.
shitty songs, like the Chuck E. Cheese band would sing. It was like the most droning stuff. I'm like, "How do you work here all day?" And he's like, "I don't know."
I think I'm gonna go void because on a personal level, I had a birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese when I was a kid, and only one kid showed up. So fuck.
Jesus Christ.
That is awful.
Yep, I was all alone. Okay. Let's see. Next, California Pizza Kitchen. Now, this one might be hard because I don't even know if they're outside of California, but they do
No,
have
they
frozen
are.
pizza.
They have one in Illinois.
There's a few here.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
there's one
so-
in Annapolis I used to frequent.
Yeah, and then like I said, they are in the frozen section, so you might have tried them there too. So, how do you guys feel about the California Pizza Kitchen? Famous for their barbecue chicken pizza.
Which is
Um,
fucking weird.
C, I'll go with the C.
I'm gonna agree with that.
I,
Yeah.
it's better than some, worse than others. It's not great.
Yeah.
But I've definitely, and I have to say it's not great as far as franchises go, because franchises versus locals are very two different beasts. It's kind of
Mhm.
like when you have I don't know if you guys got Rosai's by any of you, but there's a big difference between Rosai's that's from the restaurant versus Rosai's that's in the frozen pizza aisle. So as far as chains go, yeah, it's just kind of there for me. I'm not really into the tropical toppings per se, but as far as making a regular pizza, it's not bad. Like if I was at a party and it was there for free, I'd be happy.
I think to jump off that, the problem with the restaurant that I always had was that they present
What's your-
themselves like this upscale pizza place, but they're not. Like everybody's like dressed.
No,
like
they're not.
Yeah,
I
they're
know.
like,
I never understood that either. I
Yeah.
never understood.
Here-
My girlfriend
here's
used to
your
work at
one.
one.
Well, probably because it was originally started by Wolfgang Puck. And
Was
so
it?
probably the original was like upscale, but then when they franchised out, of course, then it's about
Mhm.
numbers and not about quality. So
Mhm.
that's probably where they really lost stuff. Hey, what's
makes
up,
sense.
Tina?
You know?
Yeah, I'm a C. It's very average. And then they make a bunch of weird pizzas like that barbecue chicken one. Like that's
yeah,
that's
I
not-
do
that's not
like that
pizza
sort
in
of
my book.
stuff.
I
I mean,
think
barbecue
it's
chicken
not
pizza
bad.
isn't awful.
I just, for me, and this is probably gonna be a really red hot take here. I don't classify it as pizza. Now, is it not bad? No, not at all. The reason why I say it's not pizza because to me, and this is a very purist perspective. To me, a pizza has to require the following three things, and that doesn't make it good. It just means it has the minimum ingredients: the bread, the regular pizza sauce, and cheese. To me, if you can make a damn good cheese pizza with those very
Yep.
basic ingredients,
Yeah.
you got a home run. After that, your toppings are your icing on the cake equivalent.
Right. Yeah, if you're gonna judge pizza, you gotta go and get the cheese pizza to see.
That's
yeah.
right. You get it. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
That's a
does
real
that mean-
pizza critiquing here.
So does that mean
I judge
all
it by
the
the pepperoni. You have to be able to make a base pepperoni decent in order to have a good.
Well, I think that's the next test is you need to have like a good pepperoni, but I think you got to get
Yeah.
a slice of the cheese to be like, okay, the base of this it lets you appreciate the sauce and the crust.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because
Sauce,
once
yeah.
if you don't consider cheese a topping, then pepperoni is obviously the number one topping, no
Yeah.
doubt, no question. with now, does that mean that pizzas that use the creamy garlic sauce or pesto sauce, they're off too? They're not really like.
I
is
still
that
consider it
anybody
pizza.
that doesn't have red.
I wouldn't consider it a pizza, but it's still not bad. Like I said, like I've had bad pizza that's had the 3 minimum ingredients. I've had really bad pizza with those ingredients, but I've had great delicious things that have had barbecue sauce on it. I just don't consider it pizza because that was the original method as far as the pizza is going. So I'm looking from the very, very purest perspective.
Okay.
I,
All right.
I can respect that.
So far, I think we've got 2 C's. How about everyone else? Let's see where you
I'm
see it too.
abstaining. I've never ate it.
Never knew.
And I looked it up. There is no California pizza anywhere near me.
Yeah, they're not the biggest chain. What about you, Static? You said
I'm a
C?
C. Yeah, I'm a C.
And Zero, you're a C?
Honestly, on that one, yeah.
Okay, so we're all on
I
C.
respect Nick Weiser being a pizza snob. No, if it was X0 being the snob, I wouldn't show him respect at all.
You know,
Unless I'm gone, then you miss me.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's kind of funny because I'm real protective over In-N-Out because I'm a California boy, even though I hate California. California Pea Kitchen? No, don't give a shit. no.
It's not really a staple. It's like not like you have like California pizza kitchens, repping your state everywhere. It's just it's a restaurant with a name.
Yeah, they attached a name to it, but it's not Californian. Okay, Godfather's Pizza. It was mentioned in the Goonies. That's about all I can remember from it.
I've not
It's-
had this one.
We used to have one, and then it closed. I don't understand why. But I remember really liking it.
It's downsized a lot. Like when I was looking them up, they
Mhm.
still have some locations. It's not completely gone, but they did like fall down big from where they were. I believe.
Yeah. The only location
I'll-
here is like attached to a gas station.
Oh wow, we still got 3 in my state. 3 of them. So I'm gonna have to actually go and find one of these. And I got one about an hour from me, so I gotta remember this. But
So-
carry on.
Godfather's Pizza was my first job,
Oh.
Was it?
and spent a lot of time there. They have so now I know a lot of people don't like the deep dish thing. It's not exactly a deep dish because a lot of places don't do the true
Right.
deep dish. It's just a thick crust. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Yeah.
And so that's what this is. And it was called the Golden Crust.
Yep.
And it
Mhm.
was absolutely delicious.
Really?
They had and they were like they had a bunch of different pizzas. I don't know, maybe out where you're at, Nick. The way it used to be before they all closed down here, except for that one, is they had the pizza buffet as well.
Mhm.
But it was a much higher quality pizza. I think it's out the thing went away.
Ooh.
There we go.
that doesn't look bad.
Yeah.
When you
I
look at that
remember the
photo,
crust being.
I like that. I like that thick crust too. I'm a
So-
big fan of a thickie.
Actually, that picture
like it,
kind of makes it look like they've probably lowered the quality of the cheese that they used to use. It looks a little more
Mhm.
plastic to me.
Mhm.
But from what I'm familiar with, I would give Godfather's an A because it was they made all their dough in the shop, even though they were a chain, except for the thin crust. But
Mhm.
like it was delicious. It was real pizza, and they had the buffet. And the day after was all right. Everything for me kind of changed with the day after pizza with the air fryer.
Oh,
Oh,
air
that's
fryer
a
pizza,
clever idea.
dude. Facts, man. Air fryer. Wow, it has
Yep.
saved some very mediocre pizza for me. The air fryer. It's amazing what that difference makes.
I like to take a frying pan, and
Frying
I
pan's
like to
good.
a little bit of water and just heat it up. that
Okay,
way.
interesting.
Because that's the one problem with the next day pizza is you lose the crunch to the crust and stuff because sitting in a bag or,
Or-
in a Tupperware
Yep.
wherever it's
You
soft.
dry it out.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and so you to keep
There
it.
is a trick to that. There's a way to order it to make sure that it doesn't do that.
You
and
put it in
that
a
it's not
plastic
extra
bag,
sauce.
like a gallon bag. That's what I do.
I eat extra sauce every time.
I say extra. I don't have a
Oh.
problem with extra sauce either.
Yeah, if it's a good
Yeah,
sauce,
every
if it's a
time.
good sauce. Okay, so we got 1A. Where are you guys on Godfathers?
Well,
And
I
you
said
can.
A as well.
Oh, you said A too.
Yeah.
If you haven't had it, you can judge either you can listen to the person next to you, or you can go off of other people's thing, or you can just look at the
I
menu
mean-
and say it looks good. It's your
It
guys'
looks
choice.
good. It does look good. It does look
I
like
looked
I
it
would
up.
probably give it like this at the very minimum. So because I don't want to just be the shill, I'll say at the very minimum it looks like it'd be a C. It may be even better than a C. Might be even better.
I mean, I'm looking at some of the stuff here. I don't even know if this is the brand because it says Godfather's Pizza, but it has nowhere near that symbol.
Yeah, I'm
I-
gonna be
I
surprised
like-
if it's changed.
Well, there
I
are
like what it
imitators.
looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's imitators, but also they changed their logo over the years. So I don't
Yeah.
know if this is the most recent. I just picked this one because it was square. It was the square
I mean,
image. And
No, it looks
I
like the
wouldn't-
most recent is the one where they're like holding a pizza.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that is what I'm looking at. They
Yeah.
have some interesting things, and they have this weird birthday cake looking one that I kind of want to try.
Because that actually looks more like the pizza that I'm familiar with than the one that he showed earlier on that blue website.
okay.
And that crust does look damn good.
Oh yeah, and they had the dessert pizzas too, which was like a cinnamon apple streusel thing and everything.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Those are delicious. I remember one
Yeah.
year when I was working there, we had
Mhm.
my mom bought like 10 of them and they just weren't cooked for Christmas, and then we just cooked them in our oven for Christmas with everyone coming over.
Ooh.
I hate how it won't let me
Dude,
look
those
at the thing.
bacon
'cause I have
ranch
to have
Yeah.
it-
cheese sticks look legendary.
Oh, look at that bacon one. Bacon ranch
Oh.
cheesesteak, is it? Oh,
Yeah,
God. that
cheese
looks
sticks,
good.
yeah.
Cheese sticks,
That looks
yeah.
like
So
a
there-
coma waiting to happen.
There are 2 in my area.
Nice.
I think we all have homework. We should all do a follow up. We should do a follow up episode where we all go to Godfathers.
I'm thinking about doing it.
I'm
right? I'm
legitimately
actually
hungry.
convinced like we should do this.
They have a birthday cake streusel.
I
Oh,
love streusel. Oh man. Oh.
Now, if
God.
you guys like bacon, if you're ever like on the like the DMV area, there's a chain called Lido's Pizza,
Mm-hmm.
and they have a pre-cooked bacon pizza that's just it's ridiculous. It's like more bacon. I'm gonna try and pull up a picture of it here.
They have a pound of boneless wings. Yes, please.
You can order by the pound.
Yeah. So this is how much bacon that this place puts on their pizza.
oh, damn. That looks
Oh, that's
Yeah.
how it should be. That should be
Yeah.
standard.
Yeah.
You should
Yeah.
load that thing with bacon. Every time I have to call place, I have to always make sure I order like 5 toppings worth of bacon because they always feel light. And I've ordered 5 toppings worth.
And the thing about the pre-cooked bacon is it's crunchy. It's not like they just take
Yeah.
bacon strips.
Yeah.
And then,
I'm going A. Screw it. I'm ordering this when I come back from Houston.
Okay,
Might be able
Nick,
to
you
find
said
it
you were
there.
a C?
Yeah, we'll go C just to be modest.
Okay, so I think we got mostly A's. All right, next up is Hungry Howie's. I've never even heard of this place, so it's
Yeah,
all new to me.
first time I've heard of it.
You told
So-
me about it, but I don't remember who gave you the idea to put it on.
Out here, Hungry Howie's kind of popularized the flavored crust thing. They started
Yeah.
the whole spiced garlic herb crust, and it's gone every direction from there since. They also used to have they were kind of like the new Little Caesars, where they have like the $5 pizza or whatever. That's obviously changed over time. The sauce isn't the greatest. The day after is a little soggy without the air fryer. So I give Hungry Howie's a C.
Haven't had it.
I like the idea
I'm
of
looking
dusting the
at it.
crust with it because I when I was reading up when I was getting them, I did read up on them, and yeah, they I guess they brush the crust with olive oil, and then they'll sprinkle like a bunch of different seasonings. I guess they have
Yeah, they've got
ranch
a bunch
powder
of
and-
different flavors. Yeah.
yeah, so you get like flavor to the crust. You don't have to dip it just to get the flavor. So I do like that, but like I said, I have never heard of them otherwise, so it's kind of
Also, I think their garlic sauce is better than Domino's garlic sauce.
Ooh, that's a tension builder right there.
They have something called the bee sting, which is jalapenos and pepperoni.
Oh,
Can we get a
I
photo?
love that combination.
Anyone
didn't even
got
know
a
that was a
photo? I
name,
want to see
yeah.
how this looks like. So if we're gonna judge it,
Give me a moment.
judge on its appearance. Yeah.
Share my screen. I have it pulled up.
Oh
Okay. Ooh, that does look like a
then-
lot of jalapenos. That's
I like
Mhm.
the amount of jalapenos, but I like that it's got the rising crust. I do like the rising crust factor. I'd
They
say
also have the
probably-
Detroit style.
Oh, it's got the pepperoni cups. It's got the cups.
Mhm.
For the pepperoni, it's got the cups. I've noticed the
Oh,
cups. All right.
So that's actually two different kinds of pepperoni on that pizza.
Oh yeah, I see the
Really?
bigger stuff
Oh,
dude.
you're
too.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pepperoni and
the big
original.
boys. Yeah. All
And they
right,
do
yeah.
the sheet pan version too. Yeah, the square.
Yeah, they've got the Detroit style.
That does look
Wow.
good.
It does.
But I mean, you can make a pizza look good and it'd be utter
Yeah, that's
crap.
true. Sometimes their pictures can be
Little Caesars
deceiving.
comes to mind.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The Little Caesar should be exactly what comes to mind when it comes to Hungry Howie's.
Okay.
Now
The
see,
hot and ready for diarrhea pizza.
Wha- I'll save my comments for Little Caesars when we get to it. I don't want to jump the shark, as it would be. But yeah. So where do you guys think this guy should land on the list here?
See.
It's a C.
I'll give it a C. It looks like a C tier. I probably
Okay.
wouldn't kick out of bed.
All right. You wouldn't kick Hungry Howie out of bed?
Why am I now
Jeremy.
like imagining like Dermy? He's got like he's like hungover from Ball Busters. He's got like his My Little Pony blanket, and he's like, "I love you, pizza."
That is not far from the reality.
All right. Next, Jets Pizza. This is another one I've never heard of, but
Mhm.
I don't know.
It's Detroit style.
I'm gonna get a oh, I've heard of Jets. Oh, I've seen the photos. This looks damn good. I've not had it. I know it's very popular in Michigan, but it looks damn good. I saw the photos. I've seen it. I mean,
It's in Houston,
And
Oh,
Oh,
closest
they
hold
have
on.
them in
would be
Houston?
Virginia Beach.
apparently.
Ooh.
I will say,
oh,
like,
yeah, Detroit suburb of Sterling Heights, apparently. Yeah. I've heard that this was good. I have a boss I used to have who was from Detroit. He said this was, as far as chains went, he said this was the go-to chain pizza.
Ooh. Look at the
Yeah.
cheese, kind of the crusty cheese at the top.
now is that real,
I-
or are they doing the food trick where they put like glue to make the cheese do that?
Yeah, dude.
I've actually had I've had Detroit pizza before, and I'll tell you, man, it's good. It's
It is
good.
very
Oh, Paul said they got them in Chicago. I guess I gotta look it up.
Paul's saying it's S.
Yeah, Paul wanted to be on this episode, and I didn't know I had him listed for the 70s rock bands for next week,
Mhm.
and so I felt so bad. So he's here honorarily. Okay,
Well,
so
he says that's real, and he says that's what it looks
Holy
like.
crap! There's 1.5 hour from me. I'm going
Yeah.
this week.
we're helping Nick out with his menu for next week.
You're helping me out as well. I'm
Alright.
I'm eating like a pig next week.
Good. I'm proud.
I'm
of
gonna
so
you.
catch you and I'm
jealous.
gonna beat your ass at 270 so fast.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous because I'm not going on vacation, so I'm still on my diet. But okay, so where do you guys think he lands, the Jet?
B.
Yeah, I'm willing to give it a B. I've never had it, but the pictures look all right. The thin crust picture, when you click on the menu, the thin crust picture looks a little questionable, but everything else seems all right.
Yeah,
Oh, they
I
have
trust Paul.
They have cauliflower crust there too, Dermy.
Mm.
Oh. I'm going with Paul. I'm listening to Paul. I'm gonna give it a B because
I'm
I haven't
okay
had
with
it yet, so I want to give it high scores. But
Okay, what about you, Zero?
I'm okay with giving it a B. Like it looked good. I would trust Paul to say that it actually looks like that.
Okay.
You know,
So we got 2 B's and 2 C's, was it?
I'm a B.
You're a B? Okay, so we got all B's. Okay. B.
I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. That Detroit pizza, the Detroit style looks amazing.
Yeah. Okay, we're all gonna go visit Paul, and he's gonna take us out to pizza. Little Caesars. Now, Little Caesars. The thing with Little Caesars is they try to sit there in their commercials and act like they're really great and shit. They need to know their place. Little Caesars is the place you go when you want a quick, greasy, just check something in your head kind of pizza. No one is going, oh, it's date night. Let's go to Little Caesars and get into pizza, right? It's
They got really big for their britches when they became the official pizza for the NFL.
I will
oh,
say
man, for real.
their lunch special pizza, the little miniature, it's not even a deep dish. It's more like a hybrid of a pan pizza and a Detroit style pizza. I do actually like that lunch special pizza. But that said, it's just, it's Adam says it best. It's basically a cheap pizza. It's like if you're having the boys over and you're playing some video games, and you just, nobody wants to, split a bill. It's reliable. I do like the pizza portal. I like that I can go in there and I don't have to deal with anybody. I just, so they have that as their X factor, the price, the convenience. The crazy bread is good. Tina brings up a good point there. The crazy bread is good.
That's the best breadstick in the game.
Yeah.
I lived off of pizza while at college because it was right next door to my college and stuff, and I went there every day.
Said no college
$5,
kid
give me a
ever.
large.
Yeah. And Paul brings up a good point too, because they do have crust options like the pretzel crust. I can't talk. Pretzel crust and the bacon crust. I haven't had that one.
Oh, bacon crust.
I haven't had their
Holy crap.
bacon crust. I've had their pretzel. I was not a fan.
Yeah, but I'd say like their sauce, their cheese.
I like the bacon crust from there. I did like it.
Yeah. Their sauce, their cheese are very mid, but it's the values there, and I do like it from time to time. Like it's not not inedible by any means.
Yeah, it's almost never inedible. The problem is so naturally I want to give Little Caesars a D for diarrhea. Because for me, it's almost like a 30-minute time window after it's down the hatch. Like I've got, but I'm willing to give it a C for
Time
crazy.
this shit out. You timed this shit out.
You eat it on the toilet, then you cut out the middleman.
I'm gonna say C just because the value is there. It is not the worst pizza. It is very mid, but
Yeah.
If they had like Pizza Hut or like the prices that like Pizza Hut and Papa John's charge at Little Caesars, I'd be like void. But it's and especially too. I don't think it's good next day, but when it is like piping hot, it's at its best. So time is a factor.
I do agree with that factor. I'm gonna bounce off of that. I'm gonna go with the C as well, and the reason why is because I never get the $5 Ready to Go pizza ever.
Yeah.
I think if I had kept my taste buds at that, I probably would have put it to the void. But when I started looking at the things that are actually on the menu, the things that they always try to like, I can't prove this, but in my mind, I always think they don't want to make those things. They're like, oh, it's gonna be 20 minutes. I'm like, I'm gonna wait 20 minutes. And when they do those things, like the bacon crust stuff like that, I think it's like those things are decent and they're way better than their $5 pizza. I think the thing that hurts Little Caesars, what really hurts it, is the sauce. The sauce is super bland, which is unfortunate because I've had some time where the cheese is really good, but the sauce consistently just never hits. It's
oddly,
unfortunate.
it's oddly bland and acidic.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, one of my problems with it is is that like they're meat lovers. It has like 3 meats on it. If you're gonna have a meat lovers, you put every meat on there. I think it has bacon, ham, and pepperoni.
That's not a meat lovers.
That's not meat lovers.
Yeah,
you need beef and sausage.
I need sausage and
that's like a meat
you can even
attractive.
put beef on it.
It's a meat attractive.
Yeah.
Meat
Okay.
attractive.
I will say, Jeremy, when you asked like when I've ever had it hot, I used to have one 10 minutes from my house. So as I would get in my car, I would put in the order on my phone, drive there, and then within 5 minutes of sitting in the parking lot, it would go right in the pizza portal. I'd get it, and it would still be hot when I took it back.
I've never had it piping hot. Never. It's been warm. I'll
And their
give it a C.
sauces aren't bad either. The sauces are not like anywhere near like what you'd get at Domino's or Papa John's, but they were serviceable.
The way I always had it was I would, if I like had salad one night and I made some like fresh homemade ranch, I would see that there's still a shit ton of ranch the next day, and so I would run over there because have $5 in my pocket and get that, and just so I can dip it in the ranch. So
So
yeah,
you actually use the pizza as a vehicle to eat your ranch.
pretty much.
So that's why you're fat.
Yeah, that's why I'm fat. Okay,
I
so
pizza
totally
with that
get that
ranch?
feeling though. I totally get that feeling because there are like if I know I'm having like a really mediocre pizza, get that sauce and it really supplements it. It's the savor. I get that
Yeah.
feeling.
so I heard mostly C's, I believe. Right.
Yep. I'm a C just because of the crazy bread.
Yeah, I do like the crazy bread. All right, another one I haven't heard of, but I have heard people love this place. Like there are people who I guess really think it's the best pizza on earth. So Marco's. Have you guys had Marco's?
Yeah, it's an A tier. And if you like pepperoni on your pizza, crispy, crunchy, perfectly cupped pepperoni. I only had it a few times, but it was very consistent.
Oh, that's good.
Oh,
It
it's
looks
enhanced.
good. It looks like it actually looks decent. I'm looking at a photo of it right now, and it doesn't look bad. And it looks like they do have a location in a few locations in my state. So I'm going to remember these. Oh, okay. I got Bart. Yeah, okay. I have to remember that then. Yeah, looks decent. Looks like it'd probably be a B or a C.
Yeah, I am a B on Marco's just because I feel like the crust is a little cardboardy, but they do crush the pepperoni game. And I can't remember the slice after, but like I said, I got an air fryer like 5 years ago, and that just changes everything with leftover pizza.
What about you, Dermy? Where are you? We got an A and we got a
I'm
B.
looking at it. I'll go A. It looks really good. Prices aren't too horrible. I think I could deal with this.
And Nick, you said where does it look for you?
I'd say probably I'll go with a B just to be a little generous. It does look bad. It definitely looks like it's got a good thick crust on there.
Okay, so we got 2 A's and 2 B's. I've heard a lot of good stuff about it, but I've also heard one person that didn't like it at all and swore it was the worst thing. So I'll put it in B. I'll say it's B. But
You should ask that person what they thought of CC's.
You're right.
Oh yeah.
Well, I shouldn't trust the person because I've heard them say bad stuff about other places that I end up liking, but
Okay.
I've never heard them as adamant about hating something as they were Marco's. So I'll say B. I think B. Okay, Round Table, one of the big dogs. How do you guys feel about Round Table?
Never heard of it.
Yeah, never heard of it at all.
This one I've actually never heard of.
Okay, so then I'm the only one that's had it.
Okay.
And this was
Okay.
a long time ago. I was a child. I remember it. So this is the first time I had pizza that was better than one of the chains.
None are near me.
As a child. So like I don't know if you guys ever heard of Peter Piper Pizza or anything. Like that's a big
I've
one
heard of
out
it,
here.
Yeah.
Like that's the big kid. Like that's like the giant kids pizza place where they got the 10,000 slot ski ball machines and everything. Peter Piper Pizza. This was the first pizza that I had as a kid that was better than that. Where would I rank it? I'll give it a B. I'd say a B. I remember the crust just being so crispy, and it wasn't a thin crust. It was a normal pizza slice. I just remember that bottom being so crispy.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it. It's a B or A level. It's good, but it is a chain kind of pizza. You expect it, but I like it. But like I said, I didn't know it wasn't as popular around the rest of the country because in California we have them, I think,
So
everywhere. So
yeah, I'm looking at the locations. They're not anywhere but East Coast, and like the only like central ones are in Texas.
oh geez.
Yeah, we used to have like one or two in Arizona, and they're gone now.
Dallas and San Antonio has it. The rest is all like California
Yeah.
and Las Vegas. So it looks
So-
interesting. I like the way the
Yeah.
crust looks. Yeah, massive amounts of toppings on each one of
And
them.
it looks
so,
like fresh
yeah.
toppings too. So that's
Yeah.
different from a
Mhm.
lot of pizza places.
Yeah, they're fair with the toppings. I'll have to say that they're fair with toppings.
that all meat
So-
pizza.
Is it all meat?
Dude, yeah, that all meat pizza looks damn good. Salami, hell yeah.
Mhm.
Are you muted, Nick?
Yes.
Yeah, he is.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. I didn't,
Listen, he's
I
whacking.
didn't-
I didn't
Right
say
now,
anything
we can't-
extensive, so that works out. I honestly only said that looks like the meat lovers looks like the best one. That's all I said.
Mhm.
So I didn't really add anything much.
I can't remember their sauces. I can't remember if they had good ranch or good garlic butter or anything. So I can't speak to that. But yeah, just that they do put a lot of toppings on, and that I did like the bottom of it. They do get a real good crunch to the bottom of it.
The crispy undercarriage.
Yep, good way of saying it. Crispy.
That's-
undercarriage.
A
that's
good
what,
crispy back taco.
Hey, Portnoy
Portnoy
says.
calls it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good undercarriage. Yeah.
So I Static, you said B. How do you
B,
guys
yeah.
feel about that?
It looks
Looks-
like a C to me. It doesn't look bad. I'm sure I've had better, franchise and locally, but it doesn't look bad though. Once again, I'd have it for free.
I'll go C. Because really, besides like a pepperoni, the only other thing I would probably order from there is the double pepperoni. So, or the meat lovers.
Zero. How do you
Everything
feel
else
about it?
just looked.
I mean, looking at it, I'd be inclined to give it a B. I mean, it looks good because
That crust looks fire.
Yeah. You know,
I like the bubble that's on the crust on a lot of them. So it seems like they're all
I-
about the bubble.
That
I
bubble
will-
did look good.
because like when I'm looking at these, I'm looking at like not the images that they have on the restaurants, but pictures that people have taken.
Okay.
So, you know, I'm looking like on TripAdvisor right now.
That's
And-
the best way to do it, probably, because
Yeah.
then you're not getting the photoshopped edition.
Yeah, do you guys know how they cook these? Because to me, it looks like they might be wood fired because I'm seeing
That's
like
what
a
it
bit of
looks like.
char on the crust.
No, I think it's, since they're a chain, I think it's the, put it on the end of the belt and it goes through the long oven. So I don't know how. But I don't.
Well, I
think
mean, you
they
can
have the
still
fire.
wood fire in a chain.
They could. They could. I'd say for-
It's not easy, but you can still do it.
Yeah, because they look more or less like, looking at the pictures, they look like they're more or less like a fast casual pizza place, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I'd say they're a much better quality than Little Caesars for definite. So I think we had 2 B's and a C. So that's. I'll put it in B
I thought it was
because, like
two
I said,
B's and a C. I mean,
2 B. I
two
thought.
B's and
I
two
thought.
C's.
Extra. Didn't you say?
I said
C?
B.
You said B. Yeah.
No, I
so
said
2
B.
Bs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got 2 B's and 2 C's.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I will go B. Okay. Next up, this is the first of the small personal kind of pizzas you make yourself.
The pizza
type thing.
Subway.
Yeah, essentially, yeah, exactly. A pizza Subway. Mod pizzas. I don't know if they've gone around the rest of the country. They're pretty
Yeah, they
big here in
have.
California right now. So I haven't had them. I've had Blaze Pizza because they're the same thing, but I haven't had Mod Pizza. But people say it's good, so
I think it's void.
you avoid it.
Ooh.
We had a place called Pie 5, and Pie 5 was the same concept, but Pie
Ooh,
5
Pie
was fucking
5.
amazing. And I loved so many of the specialty pizzas they had on there. They had fresh ingredients, and like it was like almost run like Chipotle, almost like
Yeah.
they'd be like baking your pizza in front of you before they put it into the oven. and it wasn't like a belt. It was like they put it in the oven for you. Mod Pizza starts opening up, puts Pie 5 out of business. So that's one mark off. And then I actually was like, okay, I'll give Mod Pizza a try. And it was just, yeah. So Masquerade's right. The price, it's expensive.
Oh.
And also it is the most bland pizza I've ever had. And everything on it just tasted dry. And I'm not the type of person that has one bad experience and writes a place off.
Mm-hmm.
I went to another location that they opened up. And it was the same. So they're consistent at being shitty from my experience.
No, that's good that you do that, actually, Zero, because I've noticed even with like some of my local places, I'll know if a different cook made it.
Yep.
Because I'm used to the regular cook who, if I know, I'm like, okay, Antonio made this pizza. Okay, I can tell Alejandro did this one. I know who did what, because you can look at the way it's shaped, the way it's cut, the way that everything's there. You know they have a style, and you got to know it. You got to be fair like that, because if you go based off of one guy, you might not be getting a fair representation of what the pizza truly is.
Yeah,
Very true.
And
Very.
I'm never going to be eating a Mod Pizza. The closest one's over in Kansas City, and I'm not going to drive to Kansas City just for a Subway version of pizza.
Yeah, it's so okay. So one, it's Subway kind of underdoes it. They do have a higher quality ingredient at these types of places, but so we have several different versions of Mod Pizza, Blaze Pizza, and there's like 2 or 3 other ones here in Arizona, and they're all literally the same. They all source their ingredients from the same fucking place, and they are expensive. I don't think it goes in the void. I think it's a D. The crust, like, it's all made there, but like it sucks. It doesn't cook right. It doesn't seem like it cooks right to me.
and it doesn't get much of a rise. It like looks like
Yeah.
it does, but it's not a thin crust. It's like
So
eating
it's got that gooey center in
Yeah.
the crust, and from my pizza experience, that's from like breaking the glucose in
Yeah,
the
it's not,
crust.
it doesn't
Air.
proof.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so it's a D. It's a D. Just because it is edible pizza, I'm giving it.
I'm abstaining.
You're abstaining from this one. What about you, Nick?
Yeah.
How do you feel about Mod? I think you said you didn't have it, so judging off what they
Mod,
said.
Judging by what I looked at, and then I had heard about this place for a while. Actually, I had heard of it, and I'd seen photos of it, and it didn't look all that thrilling. Honestly, I saw it. I'm just like, you don't look promising one bit. You don't look promising drunk. Yeah.
And it's just like let me pull this up because it's like they have some pictures here and you know like what is up with these sausages? They look like little rat turds.
Oh yeah. Oh,
You know?
I look at that. I'm just like,
That might be
ah.
beef.
I don't think
It
so.
doesn't look. I
I
think
mean, it
they're
looks like
trying to
bacon
look.
and sausage.
Mhm. It looks like
That's
they're trying to
sad.
look fancy on the one to
Yeah.
the far right, and I'm just
Yeah.
not buying it.
Yeah, like-
I'm not there. I'm like, you guys, you can't fool me. You can't.
Well, so they've got like 6 or 7 different cheeses you can use. So like that one there that you see, the fancy looking one, that has the fresh mozzarella on it as opposed to like the grated mozzarella. And then they've got like 5 different kinds of sauces you can have.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
that-
brutal.
What is that? What's the white chicken looking like? It looks like a
Tell
chicken
me-
wing with the
Oh,
skin
you know what?
on.
The reason why
Tell
this
me
sucks
you
is
hate
'cause
your
it's a fucking
life.
vegan
Fake
pizza.
cheese, but
Seriously,
still.
tell me
Yeah.
you hate your life without telling me you hate your life.
Listen,
Oh.
there's a pizza joint that's kind of like this 30 minutes away from me. It's pricey as all hell. I would rather go to that than eat
Yeah.
anything from this.
What's
this
that one
looks
called?
disgusting.
This is their mad
Yeah,
dog.
it's my thing's called Back Alley Pizza.
It looks
Oh,
like what the
At least
dog
the
shitted
kid's
out.
like, yeah.
Yeah, she's like, come on,
She
Dad.
knows
What-
she knows how it is.
Like, and even here, just like
Yeah,
nothing about
they
this
suck at their topping when the
Yeah.
portions of the topping.
Okay. Well, Nick gets to choose because we got 1D, 1 void, and
I'm
Dermy's
going with
abstaining.
D.
You're going with
D.
D? Okay.
Now you see
Mod-
that
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 looks
pizza right there. That is
disgusting.
the fault of the orderers.
Yeah, I mean, well, they've got artichoke,
Oh.
artichoke hearts. I don't know why they put the sauce on top.
It's because that's what the orderer wanted. Yeah, the person who ordered
Yeah,
that.
you can get the sauce on top if you like it. I don't, but you can.
I do in a real Detroit style pizza, but like that, ugh.
Oh, you know what?
Okay.
Okay. Next up, Dermy's gonna tell you about this one because he swears this pizza he loves this pizza.
It
So-
is fantastic pizza. It is not an S tier pizza. I can guarantee you
Okay.
that. It is. What?
Well, if you were going to say S tier, I was going to point out a quick fact of how it wasn't.
It is technically a gas station pizza.
That's the
will say
reason.
that. That being said, I have worked at Casey's in their pizza department. I have made these pizzas time and time again. This is an A tier pizza. This is phenomenal pizza. I love it. They have a breakfast pizza that has a cheese sauce. Their crust is made in-house. It is phenomenal.
I'd say that doesn't look like a bad bite at all.
It doesn't have a good fold though. I'm gonna be Dave
Yeah.
Portnoy and say it doesn't have a good fold, but flavor wise, it's not bad. It's not bad flavor wise.
And it is amazing the next day, especially if you get it, the extra sauce. Oh, it's so good.
I live right by one.
I do too.
I'd probably go with a C, and once again it's not as an insult to it. It's just a lot of the places that are by me are just way better. Now it
I
is
can
better than
concede
all
that.
our as far as how it compares to our franchises in the area. I'd probably say it's better than pretty much all our franchises because
Yeah.
we have about
Yeah.
3 chains in my hometown, and it's better than all of them. It's straight
We
up better
have-
than all of them.
We have a Pizza Hut and a Gambino's near us, and everybody
Mhm.
goes to Casey's over those.
I
As
do
it should.
have to interject here with Tina's comment because there are some gas stations around that have really good food. You've got Sheetz, you've got Wawa, in the
I still
DMV
need to
area.
go to Wawa
Oh, man.
one day. I've
Yeah.
heard so many good things about
Yeah, they
it.
have great sandwiches. And here we have Royal Farms, which has fried chicken, and like they're all over, and it's just really
And Tina, like the idea of a gas station pizza, I know people think it's just frozen pizza, crusts all frozen. They're just throwing stuff together. No, this is
No,
handmade,
not Casey's.
hand stretched. This is good.
Well,
There are-
see,
Oh, go ahead.
the rest of the country, I think that the gas stations, because some towns, if they don't have that much grocery stores or that many restaurants, the gas station can be a place where you get good food. Unfortunately, here in California, gas stations have sushi that'll kill you. So that's essentially California's kind of curse, is that since we're so packed in, since you don't really have to drive too far to see a restaurant,
Yeah.
the dense packed California, you just get real shitty food at gas stations. But I appreciate that other states, since they're not as packed in, gas stations can have good food because it is a replacement for restaurants and everything else that you might not have in your town sometimes.
Yeah.
So
A lot of Casey's food isn't phenomenal, but they also have breadsticks that they started doing from that dough as well, and it is.
You
Oh,
know,
not
KFC started out as a gas station restaurant.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good old
I
Kips.
love Casey's breadsticks. It's like crack. I have to
I
order
need to try the
two.
breadsticks. I'm gonna since I live right by one. Maybe I'll go there tomorrow and get
Yeah.
some.
So is
It's
Casey's
really
like a
good.
Buc-ee's almost?
No,
Buc-ee's?
because Buc-ee's is loaded with like merch that surrounds their cool mascot, and they also have a lot, and I mean a lot more items with the Buc-ee's name on it, Buc-ee's brand stuff. Casey's kind of has more of the. They're like a better version of 7-Eleven. If 7-Eleven actually
Okay.
had good food,
So that sounds like
it's
Wawa.
that. Yeah,
Hmm.
well, because
And-
Wawa looks a little bit more restaurant-y. Greg, tell me.
No,
if I'm
there's no
wrong.
seating. There's no seating
No,
there.
it looks
Yeah.
huge because I look
Yeah.
and they look huge
It-
when I see the Wawas. The Casey's are the same size as your standard 7-Eleven, like I said, but with better food.
And
that's
also,
what,
it has a more of a hometown feel to it. Like you go into
does.
a Casey's, you know,
Casey's
people
pizza
there.
good
You
for
just know
it.
7-Eleven.
They don't. They actually know
Paul's right
how to
on it.
hire people in 2023.
Yeah.
That's saying a lot.
and they'll remember your orders.
Okay, so
is
Dermy
awesome.
said A. So where and what did you say, Nick? You said it was a C?
C.
C? Okay, where are you guys? The other Static and Zero.
I'm going to go in between. I believe both of them, but looking at the pictures, I don't think that looking at that, I'm like, man, I wouldn't label that in the same tier as Little Caesars.
So B.
So-
Okay,
say
so
B.
Static, you get to choose essentially A, B, or C.
Shoot. Now that you point up not rating it the same as Little Caesars and Hungry Howie's and everything, I'm leaning towards a B. Their website does them no justice as opposed to like a Google
Oh, their
image
website is
search.
awful.
Their website
Their
is
website's awful.
completely outsourced and done by some other company.
Yeah,
on
their
Google,
app and website are just awful.
Yeah.
Don't.
I did see in the Google search that they have a barbecue brisket pizza.
Yes,
with
they have.
jalapenos and
They have
brisket.
unique. They have some unique
That's-
stuff. Their chicken bacon ranch is amazing as well.
Actually sounds interesting, but otherwise the pizzas in general look all right. Here's a plain cheese one that I'm looking at, and that looks like a good amount of cheese.
Mhm.
I'll go B because this looks like it definitely this might not kill me like Little Caesars.
Before I went on my diet, I ate it every Friday, and it is a definitive hangover.
Are they
cure.
only in Kansas or what?
No,
No.
they're in Illinois as well. Casey, Illinois. Yeah, I live by one, and there was a time for about a year straight, right before I hop on yelling at parked cars with Comics Division. I'd make it like a tradition. Always have a pizza ready for every show started. And I could thank Casey's for a whole year's worth of that.
Yeah, they're like strictly Midwest.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
big West, yeah.
They go out down into Oklahoma, and if you've seen Tiger King, one of the guys towards the end of the show, he had the monkey and stuff. He was eating a Casey's pizza.
I never watched that show.
I only knew it because I knew he pulled up into a Casey's because I saw the branding and stuff, and he was eating
Okay.
a piece of pizza. It's like, that's Casey's. I know this.
You'll never financially recover from this.
No, I won't.
Mountain Mike's. Now, this is big in California, pretty, but I don't know if it's the kind that goes into other states. So, have you guys had Mountain Mike's?
Not
You
in
know?
my area. I looked at the photos. Honestly, the cheese looks really weak. When I look at the cheese, it looks like it's got a really weak cheese game.
From what I remember, the cheese isn't. I don't think it's bad, but I don't think it's necessarily good. Where they really shine is they really stack the pizza with toppings. They're very topping heavy. You order the whatever meat you order and stuff, they
Yeah.
cover the pizza in it.
They
But-
crushed the pepperoni game.
Yeah, they got good topping game. So, how do you guys feel about it? Does their website?
I mean, looking at their
Take 'em up a little
website here, they have this very enticing barbecue bacon ranch pizza on the
It does sound good, though.
And they have a big boy. I think they have one they call it something.
here.
And it's, oh
No, that looks
man.
good. The
Those
garlic
garlic knots
knots.
look great.
Ooh, that
Oh.
looks good.
Are they fried or
Yeah.
do they bake them? Because they look like they
Yes.
almost might be fried. They look like they have the little bubbles on the crust, like it's been fried.
well, it
Yeah,
looks
it
like
does.
it looks like they're served in a fryer basket. So
Yeah.
Ooh, those
Damn.
wings.
yeah, they got the cupped pepperoni. It looks like they're only in Texas, California, Oregon, and Idaho.
They got one here.
And they're only in the
Arizona.
Dallas Fort
Or they have one in
Worth
Arizona?
area.
Oh,
They're
Well,
Okay,
maybe
nowhere
they aren't
outside of
fried if they're showing baked fries.
yeah. They have those at other places here where they bake their potatoes for some reason, even though they should be
Yeah.
fried. You should have fried,
Hmm.
but they have
Yeah,
churros.
churros.
That's because of California right there.
Well, there's actually a good local churro food joint in my area that just strictly makes churros, and they
Sure.
are great.
Churros are good. They're like
Mhm.
crack. You have one and you just want another.
Oh,
and
dude,
another.
yeah, I want
Oh,
5 more.
oh, man. And I think they do like a really big pizza. I think it's called like the Everest or something, and it's like the large size. It's like pretty big, if I remember correctly. So it's
I'm trying to find
Good,
it. I
dude.
don't like how their things all set up.
Of course.
Although that pepperoni,
of course, when you click on it, it wants you to sign in.
yeah. Show us your location.
Yeah,
No, just show me the damn menu, you bastards.
yeah. I will say when you get to like super large pizzas, I've never had a huge pizza that was good.
That's very true. You're right on that.
That is
They-
true.
When it gets
That's
too
where you're
big,
buying the spectacle. Yeah.
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 No, I'm buying a hangover tier.
Okay, so how do you guys, from the pictures and stuff, how do you guys feel about them?
D.
A D?
A D tier?
Damn.
D.
That's
Well, you got to
it
explain
does
that.
not look.
The
Yeah.
cheese looks weak. Very, very weak. Yes, it loads up on toppings. But even when I look at the options for the pizzas, I'm going to go with a D. Maybe it'll taste better if I ever have one day. Like I said, I'm just going off the appearance for me. So for all I know, it might end up tasting like a C or a B.
It looked good to me, and I'm looking at pictures. Like here, let me pull this one up. And this is from the Arizona one. So let me share this back out again. That looks good to me.
Yeah. See, they
And,
really cover it.
See, I'm not. Something tells me that they did not do a decent job with the bread and the cheese on that. The only thing that looks
There's a
good
picture
is
of
the pepperoni. Okay, now somehow that looks a lot better with the cheese as a plain cheese.
Well, you know what? I'm
Oh.
willing to bet because of the cupped pepperoni, you're getting grease onto the cheese that gives it a deceiving appearance.
Maybe
Well, and
that's
also
what
when
it
you
is.
take- Generally, when you make just a plain cheese pizza, there's a little bit more cheese on it than you would see on a pepperoni pizza.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I kind of I give it a B.
I'd say B.
It'd probably
I
be awful
I'm gonna
the next day. I
backtrack.
don't know how
I'm-
you're gonna.
Now
I'm
that
a
I've
B.
seen the plain cheese, I'm gonna backtrack a little, go to C.
Okay. So we got C and 2 B's. Where are you,
I'm
Static?
a B. I'm a
You're a
B.
B?
I think this is so. I've had this. It's better than Little Caesars and Hungry Howie's for sure.
So there was 3 B's, right? I
Yep.
believe so. Yeah. Okay.
and remember, we
Alright.
can
That
always
thing
go
looks.
back.
I don't know how
Yeah.
you would store that thing. That
Yeah.
thing's massive.
and yes, at the end you get another opportunity. You guys can adjust. So if there's something you change your mind on or you want to reconsider, we'll bring it up at the end and we can change the list. It's not locked in till we lock it in.
You know, I missed this real quick when we were looking at Roundtable. The street taco, pizza.
What is on it?
Oh.
Green onions,
Elote.
tomatoes.
They put tortilla
Elote.
strips on it.
Yeah, don't knock it till you try to. I've had taco pizza. There's a little mom and pop shop. That was the first place I ever had taco pizza. It was the bomb.
I
I,
eat
uh,
taco pizza at
taco pizza.
Casey's that they'll put basically Doritos on top of it.
Yeah. Dermy only eats back taco pizza.
That's how I know
That's
there's no
right.
Mexicans there. Doritos isn't top Mexican food. What the hell?
There's Mexicans here. We just don't talk about.
I'm from
We're too busy cleaning
California.
our gardens.
So yeah, if they had a taco pizza, it would probably be very authentic with authentic ingredients, I'm sure. But I don't know if I've ever had one. I can't remember. But okay, so Papa John's. How do you guys feel about Papa John's? This is
So,
Big
as someone
league.
who's given probably about 7 years of my life to Papa John's, they're a B. I think they're out of the big three. I think they are the best. They do better ingredients. Better pizza is real. They've won that in the court of law. Domino's
Yeah.
tried to take that from them, and they're a B, and they're, in my opinion, they're better than the big three. They're the best of the big three.
I would put it an A, but they fired a dude for saying the N word, so B.
The only reason why they don't get an A,
They set him up, but
yeah, the reason why they don't get an A is because there's a lot of better pizza out there than Papa John's.
But as far as this, I mean, we are reviewing like chains. Are there any chains on here? And again, we also have the S tier, so I'm comfortable giving them an A. I've liked Papa John's pizzas
Okay.
for years. I think they have one of the best thin crust pizzas out there. I've always liked the sauces. When they first came around, I didn't like the whole thing where they were doing the pepperoni under the crust. I'm glad they changed that. Remember when they
Yeah.
started that? Because you never got a crispy pepperoni.
You can also order pepperoni on top if you order a pizza with more than pepperoni on it, they'll put everything else under the cheese and the pepperoni on top.
Well, I mean, yeah, but back when I first started having them, I was like 10.
Yeah.
When they were new, and I was just like, "Yay, pizza! No, why is the pepperoni under the cheese?" And then the adults ordering didn't care. they're they do have fairly decent sides, like the shit, what were they called? They
They've
weren't
got-
garlic knots, but they were
They've got garlic knots. They've got garlic
Okay, they
parmesan
are.
breadsticks.
Yes.
They've got a bunch of shit now. They've got the papadilla things, which are kind of
These are
whatever.
good. My wife loves those things.
All the cookies, the brownies. They've got the wings are ass. I've noticed.
They're baked wings. I'm not
Yeah.
a fan of baked
Oh.
wings.
I've noticed wings have not come up once during this conversation, and it's because pizza
mean,
places have kind of lost the plot on the wing
Well,
game. in my
when we
opinion.
get to Pizza Hut, there's stuff to be said about that.
Okay,
And I'm not going to bring up Casey's wings. They changed them, and I hate them for it.
Yeah, Papa John's has they're like they've got like garlic and jalapenos. There they are. These things, whatever these fuckers are called.
oh,
the
the little roll thingies.
Yes, let me share
Mhm.
these out. These things are great.
Ooh.
Yes, that's
The-
cream cheese with jalapenos and bacon.
Yeah.
Also,
Jalapeno
I don't
pepper
know.
roll?
I don't know if they offer
Mm.
this anywhere outside of Arizona, but they have a green chili pepperoni pizza that is fucking amazing.
Mm.
Oh my god,
Um,
man, it sucks being on a diet and doing these lists. I tell you.
Tell me
yeah,
about it,
it's
man.
miserable.
I'm on carnivore right now. I can't even have the crust or the sauce.
It's miserable.
You can't make one of those cheese-based crusts. Well, I mean, I know cheese isn't carnivore, but it's
No,
still
cheese.
yeah,
cheese
keto.
is on carnivore.
Okay,
Cheese is.
so
on
there's
carnivore.
recipes to make a cheese-based crust.
I
or
love a
chicken-based.
sauce. I love a sauce on a pizza.
I think,
Oh,
I think
fair
there is
enough, yeah.
sauces you can use.
I mean,
Yeah,
But
man.
if
if
he's
you
not
can
supposed to be
find
having
it.
like fruit or vegetables, that
Right.
that sauce kind of kills that.
right? Because
Yeah.
I could do like a chicken bacon ranch pizza with
Mhm.
ranch is semi allowed because it's mostly animal product, but yeah, the only thing that like kind of kills it for me with Papa John's is their pricing. Like they have always been a little bit more expensive than the others, and I get why, because they put the money into the ingredients.
They used to be the cheapest.
Yeah, when they were new, they were really trying to get themselves out there. But after they became established, and even after John Schnatter left, the quality didn't dip. My understanding is like Shaquille O'Neal has a huge stake, and he wanted to keep the integrity of the company.
I think it's gone down a little bit. It's not as good as it used to be when I first started working there.
I guess like I'm a little biased because like where I live, we live near like one of the top Papa John's in the country, and they like
Mhm.
they're proud of that. It's like on the front of their building, that they're like in the Papa Circle or whatever it is. So I don't know. Like for us, like the Papa John's after we moved, it's like wow, this is the best Papa John's I've had. I want to say A tier. Masquerade saying solid B, but I just think that they're still very consistent. And yeah, Adam's right. I mean, in the '90s they were unique. At some point they changed their recipes. I don't agree with the tasteless, generic, and boring. I think it's just a solid pizza. And that dust that you get with the thin crust pizza is awesome.
That's yeah, the special seasoning shit.
Yes.
Well, I think with all these, the problem we're going to have is the best kind of pizza I think you usually get is from that little place that has one location
Yeah.
that
Yes.
has that, with chains, you're never going to get that best quality because that one place is always going to be your S tier perfect pizza.
Because that
You know.
one place usually like has a fire oven or something there that
With
just
fire or
sets it
something.
above the rest.
Yeah.
Well, it's like they don't have the marketing, they don't have the ability to advertise on a national basis. They tend to only have 2 or 3 stores, and their way of competing with the chains is to be that step above.
And they have that feel too. Like when you walk into Papa John's or any of them, it's like Subway. It feels so generic, but those places, they give
Yeah.
them a personality. It feels like you're walking into
Right.
a bar, and your friends are there, but it's a pizza place. And so
Well, some of them
That's how I
have
feel about
bars.
it.
Like my favorite pizza
Yeah.
place
Oh,
has
yeah.
a sit down bar.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I will say the best and worst pizza out there come from non-chain restaurants.
Yep. That's
I
true.
don't. Well, yeah, I have had some terrible pizzas from like.
Look, when you go to Aggieville in Manhattan, Kansas, there's a pizza joint called Pizza Shuttle, It's not good pizza, but it's for hangovers. They know what their job is. They stay open an hour past the
Okay,
bar is
you know what?
closing because
Yeah.
they know the kids are going to be coming there for
Yeah.
subpar pizza.
There's
20
some
bucks.
there's some pizza places out by ASU that is strictly their purpose. And I
You
can
know-
see where you're coming from.
One of the worst pizzas I've ever had was from a famous place in New York. And I love New York
Oh.
pizza. It's Lombardi's, and it was America's first pizzeria. And in 2005, my friends and I did a road trip to New York City. And my buddy Nick was like, "Oh, we got to go to Lombardi's, first pizza place. We ate at, Ray's and a bunch of the there's fucking every place there's just Ray's. But each place we went to was a solid slice. And we made the trek to Lombardi's after we visited the Physical Graffiti building, for the Led Zeppelin album. And it was just the most mediocre slice I had. And it just there was nothing
so
good about it.
disappointing.
Yeah, and we went on this long ass walk for just like this bland, and it was like the worst wood-fired pizza I've ever had.
Probably
That's
what
hard.
it is when you have the distinction of being the first, that keeps you going because you're always going to have people going, I need to go to the
Yeah.
first. And so haven't really had to make the best pizza because of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So
What are you gonna grade it? Extra 0?
For Papa John's,
Yeah.
yes.
I said A.
Okay.
Yeah,
And Dermy?
I want
and
to give it
there's
an
sauce. There's sauces.
I want to give it an A just because I think it is a little bit better than Domino's. and
Yeah.
Casey's.
Man, you and
I
Zero's
love
been
Casey's,
agreeing a
but-
lot this time. What
Yeah,
the hell,
this
you
is
married?
fucked up.
Yeah, I know, right?
This is really fucked up.
Pizza, the great unifier.
Static,
yeah.
you said B, right?
Yeah.
And where are you, Nick? B or A?
C.
C.
Ooh.
Oh.
Mm.
So A, Gossi. You don't like Papa John's, huh? He's not your dude?
Here's one of my issues. I feel like it tasted better once upon a time, and I agree with the Renaissance nerd. I feel like the ingredients have gone downhill as far as the flavor going. A, B, their kitchen saves it. So that speaks volumes for better and worse depending on how you see it. But the pizza. C, I worked at a local pizzeria. And the guy I worked with was one of the main cooks of making the pizzas. And when we started working at our place, he came from Papa John's, and he was telling the boss where to stop. He's like, "Wow, you guys really know how to stack on the toppings." He's like, "Oh, that's just what we do." He's like, "Well, no, but at Papa John's, your standard pepperoni versus our standard pepperoni, Papa John's, we had to put on half of that." And I remember thinking,
42
Wow.
pieces of pepperoni on a large piece of pizza.
they had a very set amount, whereas my boss Ignacio was just like, "No, you load that son of a bitch with pepperonis." Not there was a set number, which and the cook Antonio was just like, "Yeah, he had a set number, he couldn't go beyond." And
To be
no,
fair,
but
part of that is consistency. Like I agree. I agree with you that like, yeah, you want to load it up, but like when they set corporate standards, they want it to be like when you go somewhere and there's Papa John's, you know exactly what you're gonna get.
yeah, I get
Yeah.
that. I do understand that aspect. There's definitely a good argument to even be
But then they
made
came
there.
out with their double pepperoni or triple pepperoni or whatever it was.
yeah.
You know,
We're-
so
I feel like that still hurts it for me when I'm being told, wow, they put a half the amount and yet they charge the price that they do. So that really hurts it for me.
Here's
I
a
think that's
question
fair.
here's a question for all kind of pizzas. Do you think there is a pepperoni line when there's just too much pepperoni, or is it the kind of thing you can't have too much pepperoni?
there's a lot.
As a
Can't have
guy
too much.
who I'm a guy that loves pepperoni to death. I do think there's a line, but it's a high line. So like for a while there, just recently Casey's was doing a triple pepperoni pizza that honestly was bordering on too much pepperoni.
After a while, you can't taste the cheese, you can't taste the sauce, you can't taste anything because pepperoni is such a strong flavor. It
Right.
kind of blows the whole thing out. All you're tasting is pepperoni. So it's I would agree. Okay, Papa Murphy's, take and
Void.
bake.
I've
Have
heard
not
of this place.
had.
You haven't had Papa
Oh,
Murphy's?
I have.
I don't know
love
if
it.
there's one by me. Let me find out. Maybe I'm.
Do you like
just-
cooking your own
Yeah.
food when you order pizza?
I would call them void. Like no matter how good it is, you're relying on your own oven,
Yep.
and you know.
Oh, hold on. I
Yeah.
have had this one. I have.
I
Had,
like
it
Papa
was-
Murphy's,
It was
but
okay.
it is the you have to cook it yourself. That does become the
I
downside.
was wrong. I've had this one. I would go with a C. It's not a trash fire like a CC's, but it definitely. Oh boy,
I would say it's a
if I could get more technical with it, I would probably go with a C minus. But because it's just straight A, B, C, and D, I would put it under California and Little Caesars. But yet, it's better than CC's.
I would actually say it's better than Little Caesars, so a C plus.
Okay,
But it's that
okay.
cooking it yourself thing that
Yeah.
just it does take the fun out of it, because the only time I would get it is on a special occasion, like, hey, I need something, everything's about to close down, I want pizza later tonight, here's this.
Mhm.
Because it's better than your average store-bought pizza. Like
It
going to the
is,
store
but
and
it's
getting it
not. But
frozen.
that's not worth like the full price of like a Papa John's or Domino's pizza. Like it's the same
Exactly.
cost.
Yeah.
And
No, I thought it was cheaper. I thought it was cheaper.
I mean,
Maybe if you got a coupon or something.
yeah.
I agree that the problem with pizza is the way you get a good crust is that high temp. That high temp is how you get that crunchy outside, soft inside to the dough that you want in a pizza. You can't get that with a regular oven. Your oven doesn't get hot enough.
Granted, now
Uh,
unless I'm mistaken, I want to say these are thin crust. It's been a
No.
while. I've only did it once, and I was like, never again.
No.
No.
They come in a
have thick crust.
Yeah, they have normal crust essentially. They have a thin
Okay.
crust, and they also have Chicago. They call it Chicago, but it's not Chicago.
It's
It's essentially a pizza.
Basic, yeah, it's a basic New York style crust. It's not like super inflated. Just yeah.
So I heard 2 C's and 2 voids. Right? Is that where I was? I think
Yeah,
Nick
I
had a
mean-
C and Jeremy had a C, and you guys had both voids, right?
I was definitely void just because I don't like the whole concept of take and bake. If it's going to be a restaurant, like you might
Yeah.
as well be grocery store pizza. And there are take and bake pizzas at grocery stores that are decent. Before I was talking to somebody about the ones at Aldi. I think Jeremy, because you can get Giandarno's at Aldi now, and they're good. And they're
Really, I have an Aldi's right next door to me. I've never
Yeah.
been to one. They just built it.
Yeah, I mean, you can get like their pizzas frozen, and it's like one of the best frozen or I think they had a refrigerated option once, and they're really good. Uno sells take and bake pizzas, like little personal take and bake
Mhm.
pizzas.
Yes,
they're
they
in the
do.
refrigerated section, and they're good. They're really good.
Walmart has their own take and bakes. Kroger
Costco.
has their own take and bakes.
Well, if it is tied and it goes to me, I don't think it's void worthy. I think they're better. I agree though that it is its own kind of thing because you just can't get the pizza crust with your oven. You just can't. It's impossible.
Mhm.
Yeah, it
Uh,
really hurts that. It really does.
Well,
It was
most people-
really disencouraging to see the first time I saw that.
Most people can't get their oven up safely to like 500 degrees without like
Yeah, most pizza ovens they have pizza ovens that can go up almost
Yes.
to 1,000. Like
Yeah.
so, it's
Your
really
average pizza oven should be about 475.
right.
No,
Doing
no.
this off the top of my head.
I thought it was
no.
500.
The average it's over 500. It's like 575.
Yeah.
I think it's
But
500.
usually they run even hotter than that. So yeah, no, I'd say it's a C. I'll give
God,
it a
I
C.
can't remember how much it was.
Next.
Pizza Hut.
Now, before we get into this, I want to talk because I worked at a mini Pizza Hut because I worked at Food Avenue at a
Wait.
Target.
Okay, you worked at one of the sad Target ones.
Yes. Now, here's the thing. You could have pizzas there that you couldn't get anywhere else at a Pizza Hut. They had an Asian chicken one, which,
What?
Nick would say that ain't freaking pizza.
That's
They
not
also
pizza.
did a meatball one, but they were the best damn little things. And I worked there, and so it started eating up my paycheck. But
That's a good problem to have, though. Let's be fair here. That's a good problem to have.
But so I do have a place in my heart for them. But as far as like their regular joints, I haven't really had it too much. I just had that little pizza Food Avenue one. So that's my only thing with it. But how do you guys feel about Pizza Hut?
Ooh, I'm conflicted on this because
I am very
once upon a time I would have given it an A,
Yep.
and I have had it recently, and it's so up and down. I would say I'd probably gonna go with a C because it's really weird. They brought back the Big New Yorker, which
Yes.
actually was
Mhm.
not bad, and I had it a few times, and it was consistent in its flavor. But then you'll get like a normal pizza, and it's like super the void worthy. So it's a really conflicting
Yeah.
one. But yet then I'll have like they did their spin on the Detroit a few years ago, which
Mhm.
was not bad either. So it's like one of those things where when they do the specialties, it's pretty good.
They-
It's not
they
like
also-
amazing, but it's pretty good. But their regular pizza is a big red flag.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with a C because it's right in the middle. C is for me.
They also started deep frying their wings. Like
I'll
they,
take
Well,
the
they've been
wing-
deep
Oh,
frying their wings for a while.
They also kind of like outsourced their wings and created
the
Wing
Wing
Street.
Street. Yeah.
Yeah.
But not all locations were deep frying for years. When they started the Wing Street thing, my Pizza Huts were still baking their wings, and I was like, because they used to do Wing Wednesday, and it was a really good deal.
Yeah.
I think they still do.
Mm.
I have one here. I work there. There's a special place in my heart for Pizza Hut, but at the same time, the next morning shits are not fun. God, because for a while there, they had like the customizable ability was off the charts. They had a pretzel crust for a while that was phenomenal. You got that with like an Alfredo sauce and some chicken. Oh God, and stuffed crust. That was fantastic. But they got rid of all that and they went back to just everyday pizza. But then their specialty pizzas are usually phenomenal.
Yeah.
But then also the next day shits. So I
don't know
Right?
about
It's
the
tough.
I don't know
really
about the
tough.
regular one, but what we did, how you cooked the pizza, was you essentially floated it on a bed of oil. So it's almost like a fried crust to it. You'd have these little pans, and we'd have stacks of these little pans, and you put like 3 squirts of this pump oil thing in there. So there's literally like a quarter cup of oil on the bottom of the thing, and then you would put the pre-dough cracker thing in there, and you would put it in the refrigerator so it would defrost, and then you would put the toppings on and slide it in the oven and cook it.
You talking about the
And-
pan crust?
That's how the small ones were. I don't know about the big one.
Yeah.
I just know about
Okay,
small ones.
yeah.
And
Yeah, that's
we
a lot of pizza places do that with the pan where they like coat it with like lard or some sort of oil or something.
Yeah.
They do that to keep stuff from sticking. Because otherwise, like the Pizza Hut I worked at, we just put them through the conveyor belt.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
every
probably
other
just
place-
the small places.
I had to prep the dough when I worked at Pizza Hut, and you would fill these things with these pans with just olive oil and stuff to help keep it from sticking, but they were just frozen.
Yeah,
chunks.
hockey
Yeah,
pucks,
you
essentially the
stab
dough.
It was not. There's a lot wrong with Pizza Hut, but at the same time, they do everything right.
So it's
And
kind of
I
like
don't-
McDonald's. It's like
Yes.
crappy quality, but somehow you crave it.
Oh,
Yes.
that consistency level. It maybe it has the ultimate consistency.
What?
I would have to agree. It has that ultimate consistency. Like, you know what you're getting. It's not going to be great.
There is
That was me.
devil the weird Target Pizza.
Did you
Only way it
give
could
it a
be.
grade, Dermy?
I'm struggling.
See, I'm very conflicted because, like, again, like Pizza Hut, when they do their specialty pizzas, they're very good. They up the quality of the wings. They're owned by like Pepsi, Frito-Lay,
Mm-hmm.
and so you would
Talk
think,
about Long John Silver's.
yeah, you would think
And
that they'd be trying to keep their consistency up. And I mean, they've been trying to like make their ad campaigns memorable-ish and fun. Yeah. And Craig Robinson's a great I wouldn't call him a mascot, but he's a great brand ambassador for them. Like he's cool in the commercial. He makes you want to eat Pizza Hut. And the thing that gets me at the commercials is that they have all the shit from the sit down Pizza Huts. And like Pizza Hut used to have the X factor. They were a chain, but back in the late 80s and early 90s, like in a lot of small towns, like that was your pizza place.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And man,
Well,
I-
that was the
there
place
is
you
a-
went after baseball practice and shit.
yeah, they had
Yeah,
the fire pit in the middle of the restaurant and the jukebox and arcade
And-
games and
I also, it has another special place because I completely forgot about this, but it started in Kansas.
well
Like
for
Pizza Hut,
me and a lot of other
it's-
kids. I was gonna say the whole reading
You
the
go
books
first.
and get your free
Yep.
pizza
Yeah, the personal pan. Yeah.
and on your birthday.
Buckets,
Yeah.
and like there's a museum to Pizza Hut at WSU in Wichita because the first location's still there. People go there all the time, and I'm
Do you think they have?
So okay, then I'll let you guys think
I
about
think
it.
it's
I'm
better
gonna
than Papa John's. I'll say that, but
no,
yeah,
now
I
you're
will-
tripping.
Yeah, I think it's.
You know
better.
what? Back in the 80s and the early 90s, sure, but Pizza Hut has fallen off the cliff with
Yeah.
quality. Like it is nowhere near as good as it used to be. It's so fake food. Like
Yeah.
this is like one of the 6 pizza places I've worked at, and everything was just so machine made, and we didn't make anything in the store at all.
I think the
I-
Pepsi Frito-Lay acquisition hurt them
Yeah.
immensely.
I don't.
I'm gonna give my grade. I'm a C. I'm a C on Pizza Hut.
I'm gonna say C. I
I can't put it above Casey, so I'll go C as well.
Okay. So we got 3 C's. Nick, you where were you on?
C.
Pizza? C. Okay, so we're all C. All right. C. Yeah, he was like C.
I'd say
It's really unfortunate because I want to give it a higher rate because of how much good memories I've had from it.
Uh-huh.
Like once upon a time, like not just the X-Men, but when the Phantom Menace was out too, the Phantom Menace promo was absolutely killer. And once again, there was a time where the food was top tier. The only thing I've had consistently bad from there, even when I loved it, was probably the breadsticks. I think the breadstick was always a weak spot for them.
Yeah.
I thought their breadsticks was their strong part. Cheesy breadsticks and
Oh.
stuff.
Their
But they
breadsticks-
don't.
I only
breadsticks
have
were
regular
good.
breadsticks. And they never really hit it for me. And that once
I
again, I
will-
love the crazy bread, so that should have hit it for me.
I will say their breadsticks aren't. They're different style. They're not like crazy bread or anything else. They're
No,
Yeah,
they're
simple.
definitely you're right.
And I love their marinara.
Pizza. Oh,
I
they
do
have
like
good
that.
marinara.
I
They
did
do
like
have
the
good
marinara a lot. Yeah.
Because you got to dip the breadsticks in the marinara, and so I love the marinara because of that.
All right.
Pizza Inn. I've never heard of this one either. Have any of you guys?
Nope.
I have not heard of, but I'm looking up pictures right now.
I'm almost willing to give it an A just off its homepage.
Yeah, their web design's really good.
Oh my!
Well, it's not only
I
is it
like
low,
I
but
like the
mean,
solution. Raise a glass to freedom. Okay.
yeah, hell.
Now I
yeah.
hope you're good. Like, tell me more. Tell me more.
Well, will you
man.
load?
Like, does he have a
Oh, I'm
car?
looking. Okay. They got a pepperoni pizza called the Pep Rally. I am
Oh, nice.
sold
Oh.
on trying this place. When you
Yeah,
call it the
I'd
Pep
love to.
Rally, you obviously you have an intention. There's none in Illinois, but there is one in Missouri.
They're
There's
in
a
Kansas,
few in
Texas.
Missouri.
I was saying
So,
they're in
okay.
Texas.
I'm gonna remember.
You guys are
this.
just gonna eat
Houston.
pizza at Anime Matsuri the whole time.
Yeah, they're in Houston.
We're gonna find Dermy in the in his hotel room in a pizza coma, just covered in sauce and crusts and. Just...
Hey, he's a hero then. He's a hero as far as I'm concerned then.
Hell yeah.
It looks like a B to me. It looks like a B to me.
So how does everyone else feel?
I'm
I'm
looking.
still trying to get into the menu.
Yeah, I was distracted.
Ooh,
Did
that looks good. They have a
Y-
like pepperoni knots.
you see
Garlic
that their
knots,
max is called Meaty Max? Italian sausage, pepperoni, bacon, ham, beef, cheddar, mozzarella cheese. Dude.
Nice.
Come
That
on.
sounds
You cannot tell me that does not sound good.
It does sound really
And
good.
they have pepperoni twists. pepperoni twist.
That's what Dermy just
They
said.
have
Yeah,
a
pepperoni twist.
Yeah.
Sweet chili Asian sauce for their wings. Holy
Oh.
man, we're gonna have problems if we ever all get together in person at pizza. That's gonna make a $300 bill.
We're gonna end up.
wherever we go, it's gonna be a big bill. It's gonna be huge.
You gotta
bill.
try everything. And hey, I mean,
Oh, yeah, I'd
split
love
it anyways,
to.
it's worth it.
Yeah, oh, yeah, absolutely.
You only live once.
I love the raisin. Oh my god, they have special cans.
It's special cans.
Special collectible cans made from Pepsi, but it's all America based. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what?
Dude, yeah, United We Stand. Yeah, dude, that actually looks like a collector's item worth owning too. Yeah, those glasses
what?
do look nice. It looks like it got a good design on them too.
I can't find any reasonable pictures on this. And then like when I go to Google Images, they say there's one here in Arizona, but yet their website doesn't say there's one, so I am less likely to trust that. But I'm willing to give them an A from what I've seen, just because of the damn patriotism. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of places aren't willing to fucking put that shit on Front Street right now.
Especially in 2023, that means a lot for Pizza Inn to put that and to promote their items with that too at the forefront.
Yeah.
That's ballsy, man, and I love it. I'm here for it. They get the
Yeah.
benefit of the doubt.
I'm looking at this.
I'm looking at their pizzas.
TripAdvisor again.
They don't. I like the way they look.
Pull
So
it
too.
up on TripAdvisor.
Yeah. So here, this looks like
Yeah.
a decent
Ooh.
decent
That's a
slice.
shitty delivery job.
Well, it
Yeah,
looks
there
like
is a difference with the delivery driver. Oh, there is. I've seen what happens when a driver does not do a
Yeah.
decent job driving. I was a driver. I
Yeah.
took care
I
of a
was
pizza
too.
like I took care of a baby. That pizza always had the best ride of its life. Yeah, I always had to question loyalty of friends with like, oh man, this car smells like pizza, and so what's
Yeah,
the
what's
problem?
wrong with that?
yeah. I wish
right?
I wish my
I-
car smelled like pizza.
So is this place a pizza buffet though? Or do they
It
just
does-
It
have
looks
a
like
buffet?
they might have a pizza buffet and order out. Like, I mean,
Might be both.
Scroll
I
to
mean,
the right.
Pizza Hut did that for a while as well. So.
Yeah.
There's no way to scroll to the right. This is
Oh,
just a
there's not?
picture with
Oh, okay.
yeah. Well, actually, wait. There's one more. There's their cheese pizza.
That looks like cheesy bread.
that's
Yeah,
that's
like
yeah.
cheesy bread.
yeah.
yeah.
It looks good though. I'll tell you that. That
Mm.
cheese does look good. It looks a little like it might be a little average on the crust, but that cheese looks like it's really good.
I'm like
It looks
what I'm
like
seeing
really
here
cheesy.
with the gold, like the gold and the brown on the crust. Like that to me looks like a good crust.
Okay,
Not feeling those
okay.
pepperonis though. Those pepperonis again. This little rat turd.
is that pepperoni or is it ham?
Nah, there's no way that's ham. That's
That's
definitely
pepperoni.
No, that's pepperoni. That's pepperoni.
Yeah.
I'm good with the pepperoni. I'm good with
fine.
it. Yeah.
You know what? I'm going A, just because of freedom alone.
Nasri says, "Have you guys not ranked Pizza Ranch? I've heard great things about Pizza Ranch.
I completely
I've never
forgot
heard
about
of
Pizza
Pizza
Ranch
Ranch.
until we
That's
started
fried
talking about
chicken.
CC's.
We need a follow-up episode then.
Well, we
On 20
at-
other
at the-
places.
At the end, we can do stuff in perpetuity. I guess is that the right word? But right now,
Pizza Ranch. That
yeah,
is a
I've
good
never even heard
place.
of it. And
you've never
so I had to make this list from ones I could find. So I just wasn't able to find it, obviously. But okay, so Dermy said A. Where's everyone else?
B.
I'm gonna
B.
say B. I'd love to try it. If they are a buffet, I'd be a little more skeptical. But the fact that they're being a little bit ballsy and what they're doing. I mean, if you're able to be ballsy and not worry about repercussions, it probably means your food is worth its salt.
Yeah,
Mhm.
can keep people coming back.
All right.
What about you, Static?
I am an A, and I will counter that buffet argument with Godfather's Pizza was also a buffet.
Was, but I mean, pizza buffets are
yeah, you
few
did
and far
mention
between
that.
these days.
Okay,
This is
so
true.
we
Well,
got-
I mean,
Because
if we get to
Pizza Hut
Pizza
used to have a
Ranch-
Pizza Hut buffet.
So actually, I saw a Pizza Hut the other day that does the buffet thing.
yeah,
out here.
a
They
they
lot of
still
them
happen.
A lot of them have started trying to get back to that because it is a good way to make money at lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got A and B. I will put in A because the patriotism. I do agree that when you're willing to step out on that wall nowadays, it's because your pizza's good enough that you don't worry
Well,
about people jumping ship.
They have a
And that's-
connection with Pepsi as well, obviously, and they're still doing the patriotism. So
Yeah.
I'm going with it.
Well, sometimes people have Pepsi because it's cheaper. It's way cheaper than Coke.
But
It's
yeah.
just sugar.
But doesn't mean that
Yeah.
some contractual thing that Pepsi might not be like, oh,
Okay.
poor thing.
You put Sparrow in the void.
oh.
I think we're good there.
You know, like I've never had it.
had it, so
Sbarro is if you're in the mall and
I
You
know
want
what it is
pizza?
now.
and
Yeah.
it looks appetizing, but it's like simultaneously greasy and dry.
Oh God.
I've had Sbarro when it was under the heat lamp, and I've had it fresh, and there's basically no difference.
When's the last time you've had it?
Probably been about 5 or 6 years.
Okay.
It's been years since I last had it, so
I've seen it, never had it.
I had to look it up.
Yeah, it's again. I think their whole thing was like in mall food courts. Now I have seen standalone ones, and I think that was the reason I ate at one like 5-6 years ago. I think it was definitely 6 years ago because it was before I met my wife. And there was one across from a Micro Center, and I was like, oh fuck, Sbarro, and it's a standalone. I wonder if this is any better than the mall one, because a lot of times, like I've been to restaurants in the mall food court that are consistent, like Popeyes, but you go to the food court one and it's like, ugh.
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A in malls tends to be better than most places, but like Burger King in a mall, forget about it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
Dead on arrival.
The
Yeah.
Straight
Whimper
up.
instead of the Whopper.
Yeah.
Seen
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact,
Go ahead. Finish your thought.
I was
No,
gonna say,
go.
like, Chick-fil-A, I think, has to like be good in malls because Chick-fil-A invented Esther Cathy invented the food court as we know it.
Mhm.
And he was when he wanted to put his Chick-fil-A in the mall in Georgia, they were like, food in the shopping mall? Are you serious? And then it took off. So I think they have a little bit more stake in maintaining that, even though shopping malls are kind of dying out, unfortunately.
Yeah. Okay, so where are we all on class on this? Where are we going to
I'm
put
gonna
it?
go with D for me because once again, this is like Extra Zero. I've had different variations of this, and it's consistently bad. And it is just not everything about it is just a really weak pizza. Now, this is where I have to give technical the rating. Like earlier when I was doing the plus and minus. If I could put CC's at a D minus, I probably would put Sbarro like a D plus. So it is better than CC's.
Yeah.
It's definitely a bit more survivable. I would finish it, but I will not feel good about my life after it.
The thing about Sbarro is that their presentation tends to be pretty good. Like it's a deceptively
it's really
good looking
nice
pizza.
presentation. It makes you when you look at it, you're like, okay, this looks. Oh god, that photo's doesn't do justice. But when I've seen it at restaurants, you're like, oh hey, this looks good, and then you have like,
They sell Hot Pockets.
Yeah,
Call the calzone.
Yeah, well, they're strong.
No, these are Hot Pockets.
Oh, Stromboli, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Like,
these
they're-
are Hot Pockets.
This is what it typically looks like. Like the cheese looks good, but you can see here in the crust, like it's not only dry, but it's like drenched in grease. It is.
oh yes,
How is that physically possible?
oh it's
They
possible.
figured a way.
Yes, they probably made the rule book for that.
So yeah, I'm a D plus on this one as well. I've actually had some decent ones, but like what Adam was saying, the Renaissance nerd, it's too expensive. It is not worth the juice is not worth the squeeze. Like it is so costly.
I think
And you know what? If I'm hungry at a mall though, this is what I'm picking up because I'm not trying to hang out there all fucking day. Like I'm just trying to get in and get out of there.
Mhm.
So
I'm going for a pretzel if I'm hanging out at the mall.
If I'm at the mall,
That's very
I'm gonna go to Buffalo Wild Wings. That's my.
well,
mall
yeah, but that's
go-to.
like not in the mall. Like I'm saying,
No,
if
no,
I
no,
have
no,
to eat.
Oh yeah. Well, the two we have here are in the mall. But I mean, if you don't want to sit down and go somewhere, I get that.
I'm getting what do you call it? A Cinnabon and a freaking Orange Julius.
Orange
Oh, yeah.
Julius, man. Orange Julius is the shit.
But like that's also like snack food. Come on now.
I'm gonna put it in like right above the void. Right, like
Okay,
it
so
should be
D.
technically be void.
I will say I would eat it over Chuck E. Cheese pizza.
I would too.
And that's saying something by talking about how shitty and dry and greasy it is.
So we think D, just right there on the edge of
Yeah.
falling in.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even
Okay.
at D, it makes CC's pizza look good.
All right. So Uno's Pizza,
So-
grill, Pizzeria and Grill.
Man, I know like Paul and Tina and a lot of I work with a lot of people in Chicago, and I love Chicago style deep dish, but Chicagoans seem to hate it. And when I've been out in Illinois, they like gate kept it from me, and they're like, "No, we have to have the shitty sheet pizza." And Tina and Paul, if you're listening, I apologize, but that sheet pizza that you have in Chicago, it's horseshit. It tastes terrible, and it's greasy and gross. I like a deep dish pizza. I like the sauce with the chunks of tomato. I like the ricotta at the bottom of the crust, that little buttery crust. I've been to Uno many times. I love that fucking place. I want to call it, I would say for me, it's either A or S. And even those little take and bake ones that I get from the grocery store are fucking amazing. Just for the little chunks of tomato, they add so much to the pizza. And they're like, "Oh, it's a casserole." I'm like, "Yeah, but that's how pizza started out, basically."
It's a true pie.
Yeah, it's a pie.
All right, so I'm from Illinois as well, like Tina and Paul. No, I actually do like deep dish. No, I will never call it Chicago pizza. I'll call it good though. I'll call it good. I do enjoy it, but I actually not only enjoy their deep dish, but I enjoy their regular thin crust pizza
Yeah,
as
good
much,
too.
maybe even more. Uno's is A plus pizza. I've had that pizza sober. I've had it drunk. I've had it as a kid. I've had it as a teenager. I've had it as an adult. It's been there through me throughout my
Did you ever
lifetime.
get the pizza skins?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, Uno's is absolutely a strong A plus. Strong A plus. But
Uno-
once again, for both the regular pizza and their deep dish.
I'd
They're
be
both
willing to
good.
give them an S because I don't think that they belong on the same page as Papa John's.
Oh, you know what? I'm at the side with you on that. Yeah.
Uno's knows Nick.
Oh, Uno's knows Nick, and Nick is love back to Uno's. I've given hundreds, maybe thousands of my dollars to Uno's.
You know, I'll say like when we were talking about California Pizza Kitchen, how they like dress up and they try to be fancy. Like Uno, I don't want to say they act upscale, but like they dress nice and they treat it like it's an upscale place, and it's the food reflects that.
I love how they. I've never been there, but what I've seen is they bring the pan out, set it in the middle table,
Yes.
and then like serve you your first slice, and that's pretty cool.
Yep.
I like
Yeah, that is really nice. It makes you feel like you're, eating at an upscale pizza place.
Yeah. Okay, so
Yes.
I've got a cup. Nick, you said S2. You'll be willing
I'm
to
gonna
test?
go with S. Especially
Okay.
if you can eat at the location in downtown. There's the location downtown. It's not far from the McCormick Center for those who go to the C2E2 convention. It's not far. It's convenient to get to. Take a quick Lyft or Uber, and seriously, indulge, and you will feel great about your life.
And you can just get a small personal deep dish pizza, and it's enough, and it reheats deceptively well.
Oh, dude, I'd say I had to make the argument just as good. I
Yeah.
bought some slices home, and I get on 375 for 10 minutes, and I'm like, dude, this is just as good.
Yeah.
So it's like I actually look forward to when I get leftovers. Sometimes
Right.
I buy extra just to have leftovers on purpose.
Okay. I like that.
Okay. All right. So Dermy, Static, how do you guys feel about Uno's?
Nowhere near me. So
Well,
I'm gonna have to
then-
go off these guys, and
Yeah, go
they're
off
kind
the
of selling it on
visual.
me. I pulled up the visuals. You guys were selling it. I do like a good Chicago pizza, like a good
Yeah.
deep dish. So
Deep dish
I'll go
is
S.
my favorite. I don't think I've ever had real authentic deep dish. The closest I came is this place, Oregano's, by my house. But I don't think it's like true Chicago because it doesn't look anything like these pictures that I'm looking at,
So-
where it's just like covered in sauce.
Well, like
look at
this,
like
this
the
is
Uno
what
pizza.
I
Looks
get
good.
every single time. Like that's
Yeah.
what it looks like.
Good. That
There's
looks
there's
I'm
there's one about half an hour from my house. I'm thinking I'm gonna go there here eventually, But since I haven't had it, I can't give it an S, but I'm willing to give it an A because that crust looks buttery and
It is.
flaky.
It's very buttery. Oh man.
Like
I've
I love deep dish, so this is looking very promising.
I'm
And
gonna
if it's
give it
got
an
great
S.
leftovers, yeah.
I'm gonna give it an S. I've had like real Chicago pizza. My mom's best friend lives up there. She's shipped it down this way. This looks just as good as that, so I'll give it an S.
Okay, our first S. Uno's.
You had to
man.
have one in here.
Yeah, right?
Next up.
The-
Yeah, I
Blaze
was gonna
pizza?
say you can't really put it too much higher than Mod since they're essentially the same thing.
I think Blaze is worse than Mod because it was like the first time I ever
Ouch.
got a pizza where the sauce was sour, and so
Oh,
yeah, like I worked in Baltimore for a while, and I used to go to downtown Baltimore to hang out, and they opened a Blaze Pizza, and I was like, oh, that's interesting because it was the first place I ever had that concept of a build your own pizza was Blaze, and
How well do you still know Baltimore? Because there's a venue out there called Ram's Head. If you know
yeah,
where
no,
Ram's
I
Head
know.
is,
I've been there
there's a
many times.
pizzeria right next to Ram's Head that was really good. Really
I think
good.
like
They,
Johnny.
they had it was a New York type of pizza that they sold there. I remember it was a New York type of pizza. Like I said, it was right by Ram's Head, and I'm not talking about outside of Ram's Head, but you know where they had that tent like setup on the inside across on the
Power
sound
plant.
stage. Yeah, by a power plant. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's within that vicinity, across the street from the subway. Where that pizza was damn good. I had last Memorial Day. It was damn good. Yeah, you got to find out that name. I mean, do a real job. Sorry, man.
No, it's all good. There was God damn, what was it called? There was it John? It wasn't Johnny Blazes, was it? Or not Johnny Blazes? Johnny Rad's.
Johnny Red, is that what it's called? Okay, yeah, it was what I said. It is a really nice setup there.
Did they serve it on like a metal, like a little piece of metal?
Yeah, it was like a high-rise metal. Yes.
That's Johnny Rad.
Fantastic. Oh, it was so good. I ate there twice. Like I went to go watch some bands at Ram's Head, and I had the re-entry. And after a few bands, I went back to go eat there some more.
Nick saw you stab my table.
Yeah, the best pizza in Baltimore though, if you ever go back, is Matthew's Pizza.
Okay, I'm gonna have to remember that. I'll be there next year. All right.
Okay, right on.
Okay, so Blaze, are we voiding it?
Void.
If it's
Yeah,
worse than
I've
Mod,
had
I
I've
can't.
had
It is
two
worse than
horrific
Mod.
experiences. One was I don't know if you guys got this thing out by you. It's called Postmates. It's like a delivery service, kind of like an Uber Eats, all that type of stuff. And someone didn't want their pizza. I'm like, oh, I guess I may as well just eat it. And it was depressing. Everything was terrible by it. Every single aspect of it was terrible. Like I was like, wow, I forgot the meaning of life after having that pizza. And then I had it on its own merits, fresh out of the oven. I hate it just as much. I hate the way the sauce. I hate the way their cheese is so light. I hate how light they are on cheese. Holy crap! How do you do that?
Mhm.
Their crust too it's definitely the type of crust that is on the dry side. Seriously, like it's drier than freaking 90-year-old vag that's got cobwebs of it.
Yeah,
It's
They-
so bad.
I had it one time, and yeah, I agree. The crust is like a cracker. They're very light on their cheese, and they're very light on their toppings. They are so
Yes.
sparse on them, and it's expensive for the size you get. It's like $12, and it's like a small pizza, and it's
Yep.
like, yeah, I wasn't impressed even a little bit with it. So, but
They're actually smaller than a small that you could get at like Domino's or something. It's an 8-inch pizza, whereas a small at Domino's is 10.
Yeah.
yeah.
I am also willing to put this in the void for a very negative X factor in that LeBron James is a part owner of Blaze.
Oh, yeah. Burn it. Burn it.
Okay,
Let it
Oh,
die.
we're burning this.
Okay, I want to make
fucking
that man
down.
cry.
Yeah. I mean, the last time I had Blaze was I was in Disney Springs for Star Wars Celebration. Well, I was in Orlando for Star Wars Celebration in 2017, and that was like the only place in Disney Springs that didn't have a line, and that was fucking why, because it was terrible.
Blaze is voided. Okay. So you guys said something about Pizza Wrench. Do you guys want to throw that up there and judge that?
Yeah,
Let me look
I'm
that
good with
up.
that
I'll
chart.
I'll do that. Now you can't. I don't think they have dine out at Pizza Ranch, like takeout.
I'm gonna throw a recommendation.
Dude,
I'll
these
put in the
restaurants look
private
cool as
chat.
fuck.
Okay.
For
Uh,
you guys, if you're ever in the South Side, this place has been around for almost 90 years. It's called Vito and Nick's. It's infamous for the best Chicago thin crust pizza. When people talk Chicago, they're talking thin crust. They're probably talking about a place like this.
Oh, looks
And they've
good.
been around, like I said, for almost 100 years. They are cash only too, and it has Dave Portnoy's approval. And he's as antithetical about Chicago thin crust as it gets, and he loves it.
Ooh, that one picture down a little lower with the Modelo's in the back.
Mhm.
I don't know what it has on it, but it looks good.
Also, their
Damn delicious.
giardiniera on their pizza is fan.
I think that's what it is. I think it's jardiniere. That looks really
Oh,
good.
dude, that giardiniera is really good. Seriously, like it's not cheap too. There's only 2 sizes, so it's not cheap. So you gotta definitely come low with some bills. They have an ATM for those who forget, and they stayed that way even throughout the whole China virus experience. They stayed cash only the entire time.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh, I've seen this episode of Dinners, Drive-Ins, and Dives.
No, I'll have to watch that.
So with Pizza Wrench, who wants to start that one off? Does anybody have an
What is
opinion
Pizza
on it?
Ranch? Or did you say
Pizza-
Pizza
Pizza
Ranch?
Ranch.
Oh, I thought it was Wrench. Yeah, I thought it was
It's
Wrench.
ranch. RANCH.
Okay.
I was all, did I read it wrong?
I'm down to find a pizza wench. What?
Yeah, well, we all deserve a pizza
It's,
winch.
it's pretty good actually. Like I've been there a couple times. People do like it. It's enjoyable. It has both chicken and pizza all at
Yeah,
the same
fried
time, like
chicken.
fried
Oh,
chicken.
nice.
Do all of the restaurants look like this on Google Images?
This is from TripAdvisor. So this
Well,
is
no, I'm talking about like the actual restaurant itself, like the storefront.
Yeah, it has like kind of a Cracker Barrel aesthetic almost.
Yeah, I like it.
So
Ooh,
I mean,
nice.
it looks
Oh, look
decent.
at that! Look at that margarita one. Holy crap, that looked good.
yeah,
They're,
cheese looks
they're
good.
pretty good.
It's like one I'd really like to try. It's just they're Midwest, so I
Yeah, I'm not. I don't know where the. I'm gonna have to look up where this one because oddly I've never even heard of this one, and the fact that it's in the Midwest,
go back.
I guess maybe that
They're
speaks
starting-
more volumes about me.
They're starting to spring up more and more. I don't know where they started, but like originally they in my area they would only be in like Manhattan or Topeka, and now they're putting some
that have-
all
oh.
over Kansas. So
Yeah.
Okay,
Does that have
so
fried
I got
chicken?
So let's see.
I got
Yeah.
interesting ones. So I got 2 in Illinois, and then 1 in Wisconsin. And the Wisconsin one is closer to me. I think that gives you an idea of where I'm at in Illinois. But
yeah, they're
I think I
all
might- I
over
think I-
Iowa.
I think I might have to go. Paul says he lives by Vito Nix, so he should know how great Vito Nix is. It's fantastic. Vito Nix lives up to the hype.
71 locations.
for the most
in Iowa.
part, yeah, and there's 6 here in Kansas, and that's a number
And this was
because it's usually Pizza Hut everywhere.
Mhm.
is Rapid City near you? Or no, that's Iowa. Never mind.
Did they put one near me?
Honestly, it looks like a C to me.
I would honestly give it about a B.
I'd
I've
say
been there a
B
few
from
times.
what I've heard and the people that have told me, they know their pizza.
Yeah, there's one in Hutchinson. Like this is one of those things like you go to, you have fun. The pizza's actually really decent.
What the-
Plus,
Okay, so
their
we-
fried chicken is phenomenal.
So we got
Yeah,
a B, C, and a D. So where are you, Nick?
I give it a shot. It looks like it looks like a C, but hopefully it'll taste better than that.
Okay, so we'll put Pizza Wrench there at the C. Okay, so now we go. Is there anything you guys want to change? Anything you want to reconsider? Anything you want to take a second look at? and if not, we will lock it in.
Can we move Little Caesars down?
I honestly, it's a tough one because it's like, well, if we move Little Caesars down, is Pizza Hut better than Little Caesars today? Well, I guess
would
they
say
do have the
that-
specialties.
So the reason why, I give Little Caesars a grade of D, but the crazy bread,
The crazy
Boosted.
bread's still good.
and the
It's
value.
still good.
yeah, and the value, yeah.
But I do think Pizza Hut is better than Little Caesars.
I think parts of Pizza Hut are better than Little Caesars, but like if we're gonna look at like their main pizza and not the specialty pizza, like I would eat Little Caesars regular pizza over like a regular Pizza Hut pizza.
I'm with you there. And that's not by like a landslide for me. That's by a little. I'd say it's a narrow margin, but yes, I would take Pizza Hut over it.
Because if we were to move Little Caesars to D, I'd say CC's has to go in the void.
Hey, I would
Do we want to
love-
make that
I'm
deal?
the one who said CC should be in the void.
You know what? Let's make that deal. Little Caesars goes down. CC, you go in the void. Because
Okay, I'm fair. I'm good with that.
And this
I'll
is just to
take
make
it.
you
I'll
feel
take
better.
it.
And this is just to make you feel better about Pizza Hut's rating.
a little bit. Because I
Okay.
personally, I would rather have Pizza Hut over Caesars
I'm-
anytime.
I am.
not-
I am fine with that. As a matter of fact, I'm also fine with putting Mod in the void now.
I'm fine with that too.
You know what? I think that's fair as well.
Okay, hold on. So Little CC's goes in the void,
Yep.
and then Little Caesars comes down, and we're also voiding Mod.
Yeah.
Everyone on board with that?
Yes.
Because I will say,
Okay.
I had the Big New Yorker when they relaunched it, and I was like, "This is actually decent. This is actually
Yeah,
a decent
it was actually
slice."
good.
Yeah.
I was shocked. I thought it was gonna be like I was just getting it for the nostalgia, and then when I'm like maybe I got a lucky cook, I went to another location to test it out. I was just like, okay. But remember,
Okay.
don't go for the regular stuff. It's all
Right.
about when they do their big festive stuff, all the annual stuff. Go for that.
If they put that Big New York sauce on everything, like all their pizzas,
They're using a sweet marinara versus
Yeah.
their usual tangy
almost like
one,
a
and I would rather have
Neapolitan,
that.
like a Neapolitan like sauce that they're doing for it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so any other changes? Are we good on everything else?
I'm more okay with this list now.
All
As much as I would put Casey's at A, not a whole lot of people have had it. So
right.
Yeah,
So
some
sounds
of these I'd hope to have one day, just so I can have a better score. But
so I think we have it locked in. We all good?
I think we're good.
Yeah.
All right. There's
it.
our list. I will deal with that
Yeah.
later.
and don't worry, I'll punish Devil later as well.
Yeah, he'll beat the shit out of me for Casey's not being S plus.
Oh
Um,
my God, who the hell cares?
All right, so now we will do the outros and then we'll get the heck out of here. Let's start off with Static. Where can people find you?
I'm Static. You can go follow my YouTube channel, Static 2020. This Thursday, I'll be doing the the weekend pregame show on my channel where we're going to be talking about, I don't know how to exactly phrase it, but like everyone freaked out with the bear sex scene in Baldur's Gate. And then now it seems like a lot of people are buying the game. So we're going to talk about supporting those kinds of things and like that kind of weird potentially hypocritical behavior. That's how I want to phrase it. So we're going to be talking about that Thursday. And then I'm going to have a video out tomorrow about the Kai Cenat stuff, but like not like what caused it and like what happened, but more like what could this mean and like what does the world look like after this for influencers and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Okay, that's
That was
interesting.
crazy.
All
That was
right.
a crazy story.
Yeah. Nick, where can people find you and what do you got coming up?
My channel is 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser. This Tuesday night on Toxic Tuesday, we'll be talking about the Jean-Claude Van Damme classic titled Hard Target. If you haven't
Nice.
watched it, you should change everything about your life and watch it. It was one of the early John Woo flicks. I posted a video, ISOM 2 review, spoiler free. Now it was watched and commented and approved by Eric July himself.
Nice.
So all
I
the
saw
more
that
reason to
comment.
watch that review. If you haven't watched that, change it now. But yes, and of course I'll have more videos out this week, every week after. I try to do 1 to 2 a week. If time allows, I'll do more. And of course, you can find me on Comics Division's channel and on Midnight's Edge After Dark. And this week also on Thursday afternoon, I'll be hanging out with Pops for a 1-on-1. So yeah,
Oh,
thank you for
nice.
having me, Devil, and great to hang out with Static and Dermy. Good to meet again. And Extras, you're right.
Good
I
to
hope
meet you,
we
man.
all do a. I hope we not only do a pizza panel again someday, but I hope one
Absolutely.
day we're all in the same room.
Let's just go get some
Having
pizza.
pizza.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, that sounds fun.
And chat, thank you
Vegas
for
is
listening to
coming.
us.
I'm just gonna say before
Oh.
you go, Nick. I know you got to get running, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you the pizza I was talking about.
Okay, yeah,
this
show me.
Matthews pizza, man.
Oh,
Yeah, this is
Oh,
you can
is
get
that
it.
look at
Yeah.
that pepperoni.
What
You
is
can
a
get it
crab
well
top?
done. It's a pizza top with crab. You can get it well done if you want.
Ooh.
That looks good. Both of those look good.
They've been
I
using the
Thank
like
God I
that.
haven't ate anything.
they've been using the same cans since the 1940s, and
Clearly, it's still
Nice.
working
Okay.
for a reason.
yeah,
Nice.
Nice
Okay,
and
thank
seasoned.
you so much for showing up, Nick.
Oh, my pleasure.
Incredible.
Thanks
And
for having me.
if there's ever another one of these you want to be on, any other category, one of the comic ones or anything, feel
I'd
free to
love
DM
to.
me and
Yeah.
I'll make space. All right.
Yeah, no, actually, I didn't even know you had a channel until now. So obviously, because of that, I subbed. So yeah, no, well, trust me, this isn't the last time we hang out. This isn't goodbye. This is just see you later. Thanks, guys.
See ya.
Appreciate it.
Have a good one,
Thank
buddy.
you.
Bye.
see you, man.
Dermy, well, where can people find you? Well,
Well,
on his channel
I mean,
later,
I think
beating the shit out of me.
More than likely, it will probably happen later. Try to get my schedule back on. But hi, I'm Dermy Wormy. I'm usually in the chat poking fun at these dumbasses. Except Static. No, I still poke fun at Static. I didn't have
you got
work
me good
tonight.
Thursday.
I get you guys good all the time, but this is gonna be a unique week considering I have Anime Matsuri. Oh, I love Nick. Love 32 flavors to Nick Weiser. But I got Anime Matsuri, so let's see. I'm probably gonna try to put out some content tomorrow and Tuesday, but then the rest of the time it's gonna be like live streams from Matsuri. Try to get Critical Drinker to say back taco or stuff like that.
And
Oh my God.
tune in because you want to catch when Gal
Tit
punches him.
Gal and she's gonna punch me live on stream.
Yeah, she's gonna jump out from behind a booth and just clock the shit
Like
out of him.
in the face?
Hopefully,
Probably. Live on
she
stream.
hasn't decided. She wants to keep it because if she tells him where she's gonna hit him, he's gonna guard that area. She wants him to keep him off his thing here. So it could be the gut, it could be the dick, it could be the face, it could be all three. She might just go pow 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 like real
I
quick.
feel like one of those like punches like that.
She's probably.
Renaissance votes face. He wants his face.
Cloud votes
Now he's
balls.
saying knees.
He's-
It's gonna be
okay.
interesting. Oh, and then Ballbusters this week is gonna be on Soldier Spirits channel.
Yep.
That way the show can keep going. I'm just not gonna be there. So you guys can get him drunk.
Yeah, we're gonna call it smaller balls, busters.
You're gonna call it gay balls. That's what it's gonna be called. Gay balls.
Okay, Extra. Where can we find you, man?
Yeah, so you can follow me on Twitter at extra008. I meme the hell out of side scrollers on a daily. You'll see me there modding and memeing. You can follow me over on my YouTube channel, Figure Action. We're a collector's podcast. So if you're into action figure collecting or want to know anything that's going on in the industry or just want to hear some discussions about toys, Transformers, Marvel Legends, Black Series, McFarlane, you name it. We talk about it there. So check me out there. And then on Saturdays, I'm on the Legion of Memers meme stream. I'm the producer for the show. So, I'll be pushing the buttons and running the behind the scenes stuff. And then, of course, I'm here on Sunday nights.
Okay.
That's right.
All their ats are in the description, and like, subscribe, hit the bell. We appreciate it. Hope you all had fun. Thank you to the chat. Thank you for showing up and talking to us. And we will see you next week, hopefully.